Mr. Speaker, honorable members, sorry for the delay. I'm still waiting for something. I can start by increasing the funds. Fourth session of the 6th Parliament of the Second Republic of Sierra Leone. The first report. The first report of the Committee on Appointments and Public Service on Parliamentary vetting of presidential nominations, August 2026. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the Committee on Appointment and Public Service, in tandem with its constitutional obligations, met on Tuesday, 18th August 2026, and interviewed 12 presidential nominees for the following positions. 1. The Ministry of Finance. 2. The Ministry of Employment, Labour and Social Security. 3 Deputy Ministers, each for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mines and Mineral Resources, and Energy Ministries, respectively. The Commissioner General of the National Revenue Authority, NRA, the Chairman and the Executive Secretary of State-Owned Enterprises, Ownership and Governance Commission. 1 Ambassador, Sierra Leone Embassy, Qatar, the Executive Director, National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, the Chairman of the Board of Directors for the Teaching Hospitals Complex Administrations, and the Chairman, National Public Health Agency. So, Speaker, honorable members, our usual procedures. The committee conducted the hearing as usual within the ambit of established criteria. 1. Requested for public input into vetting process to ascertain the suitability of nominees for their proposed appointments. 2. Demanded specified documents pertaining to their backgrounds, tax regimes, and other related financial and asset ownership. 3. Ensure that the nominees were cleared of any criminal record by the Criminal Investigation Department of Sierra Leone Police. 4. Verify that the nominees had the relevant credentials and backup experience to hold proposed offices of state. Probing questions put to the nominees cover a wide range of issues pertaining to track records in pertinent situations and their vision for a successful and nationally productive tenure. Issues of unsuitability or otherwise were closely looked into by the committee. 1. First sitting of the committee on Tuesday, 18th August 2026. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, pursuant to Section 86, subsection 1 of the 1991 Constitution Act No. 6 of Sierra Leone, the Committee on Appointment and the Public Service convened an emergency session in response to the call of the House relating to the Cabinet reshuffle dated 11th August 2026. The inclusivity of the Minister of Finance and the NRA Commissioner General in the shake-up of demanded urgent attention as no economic strides without the Chief Financial Manager and Economic Stewards that coordinate policies and mobilize NRA and related sector for growth and stability. As the financial year draws nearer to a closure, where a national budget will soon be expected. It was therefore prudent that the President requested the urgency of the House for legislative confirmation. In regard, the committee interviewed the under-mentioned nominees on oath. 1. Mr. Karifa Kabu, Mr. Karifa Ansumana Francis Kabu, proposed Minister, Ministry of Finance. Then they to the holy clap. Now wait. I have busy doing council to increase my salary. You are not clap yourself. Clap back low. Mr. Karifa A.F. Kabu is a distinguished foreign professional with an exceptional career spanning over 3 decades in finance, regulatory affairs, and private sector leadership across the United States, Sierra Leone, and the wider sub-region. He is a certified public accountant and international finance executive with a distinguished record of service to this nation. He served as a cabinet minister during the national provision and governance. All right. He served as the cabinet minister during the national provision and ruling council military regime. Please take note of the corrections. You know these guys are very young when these guys took over. So some of us are in. So they call it the NPRC. Yes. Memory lane. Yeah. Well, the NPRC regime, and retired as a colonel in the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces. He has 15 years of senior public sector finance and regulatory leadership experience, and is a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sierra Leone. He possesses a robust academic foundation that combines international finance experts with professional accounting credentials. With 1. Masters in Business Administration, International Finance Management and Entrepreneurship from American University, Washington, D.C., 2002. Certified Public Accountant, Maryland, 1999. Bachelor of Science in Accounting from the American University, Washington, D.C., 1998. Advanced Infantry Officer, training at the Armed Forces Training Center in Benguima, Sierra Leone, 1988. Mr. Ansumana Francis Karifa Kabu. Professional experience cuts across local and international financial institutions as stated below. 1. Executive Director or Chief Executive Officer, Sierra Leone Mines and Minerals Development and Management Corporation, November 2023 to present. 2. Chief Executive Officer, Clear Communications Company Limited, March 2022 to present. Chairman, Board of Directors, Vista Bank, Sierra Leone Limited, November 2019 to August 2026. Chief Operating Officer or Senior Managing Consultant, Valley Consulting Insurance, Marketing, Virginia, 2016 to 2018. Financial Controller, Petroleum Directorate, Office of the President, Sierra Leone, August 2010 to January 2016. Executive Vice President and Country Manager, Intercellular Sierra Leone Limited. Intercellular Sierra Leone Limited. All round leader of the business. SO2. We were there up here now. The one they were there do. We are going to tell them when they reduce them told small bits. Mr. Speaker, we like the English use. The adjective was really appropriate. You need to ask Mr. Speaker to repeat the words. But I think the leader of the opposition is very happy about the one he had. As a fervent Christian and a pastor. Thank you. Financial Controller, Petroleum Directorate, Office of the President, Sierra Leone, August 2010 to January 2016. Executive Vice President and Country Manager, Intercellular Sierra Leone Limited. Responding to a barrage of questions from members on inflation, port expansion agreement, domestic revenue contraction, and how to make the economy grow. The proposed minister said he was aware of the timing of his appointment and the legacy the president wants to leave as we approach elections. Yeah, yes, I'm a repeater. It is a while back. I've already won election. I went to go with Bama. I will say yes or yes. You need shik. Put the spirit in, brother.
So, for the information of all the vice presidents in the chamber, after the hearing and after the approval process, on this side, the matoma is available. Thank you.
This is brother for this prayer. The proposed minister said he was aware of the time.
Sorry, leader. I had your word that you did there. If you know you are not prepared, please don't go there.
Exactly. No. I said I did not show.
I know that people, if you are not ready, don't go there.
Let me put the spirit at the beginning. Thank you. The proposed minister said he was aware of the timing of his appointment and the legacy the president will want to leave as we approach elections. He acknowledged that his predecessor left behind strong revenue mobilization laws that require implementation, and we work with professionals in these directions. I agree with the earlier statement by the outgoing minister to this House that the NRA must be on performance contract in a bid to fast track domestic revenue mobilization. The suspected leakages will be reduced through digitalization of all custom facets in a bid to boost revenue, and the rubrics mechanism of such operations will be reviewed when I take office. End of quote, quoting him. He was advised to carefully look at previous agreements ratified by Parliament, give gender lenses in awaiting contracts, and was encouraged to utilize joint venture agreement in the mining sector for more revenue generation, work on the inflationary trend, and make the economy move forward. Mr. Abu M. Kane proposed Commissioner General National Revenue Authority. Mr. Abu Kane has served the National Revenue Authority for over 2 decades in previous capacities of increasing responsibility. He has career progression within the authority, demonstrates a trajectory of professional growth and proven competence in revenue administration. He holds a Master of Public Administration degree from Ghana University College 2017 and Bachelor of Social Science from Private College 2000. He has served as Commissioner of Customs and also as Senior Director of Staff Welfare, August 2023 to date. Among others, we provide him an extensive practical experience as a no stranger to the revenue collection institution of the state. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, The committee is aware that this position demands strong and exceptional leadership, human resource management, and organizational qualities, drawing experience from the recently concluded debate on the anomalies of revenue mobilization due to policy and operational contraventions. Since the NRA is the engine of domestic revenue mobilization, the committee grilled the nominee in this direction, and the nominee espoused thoughts, quoting him, "I am aware of the challenges ahead as an insider and will work with my team for stronger revenue mobilization, especially in the goods and services tax regime, and will ensure that the public is fully engaged on our next move to improve generation. On the port operations and congestion, we will engage the different stakeholders concerned for a way forward. My over 20 years in taxation, the field is a difficult one, since most compatriots dislike taxations, which is mainly responsible for the shortfall in our revenue collections, as there are no interest in the use of the GST receipts and machines that have contributed to under-reported data end of goods. The nominee opted to collaborate with Ministry of Finance for an adoption of a review strategy with clear goals on secure digital payment system that will improve tax collection, curb corruption, and ease cash payment. The committee admonished Mr. Abu Kane, the proposed Commissioner General, to live up to the expectation and encourage his professionals to deliver services within the law. Mr. Fode Musa Fofana, proposed Deputy Minister, Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the nomination comes at a time when the mining sector remains a critical pillar of our national economy and requires seasoned engineers to meet the challenges. Mr. Fode Musa Fofana brings with him an impressive professional trajectory spanning over 13 years in the extractive and water resources sectors. He has a technical expertise and strategic management skills that are essential for the effective oversight of the mineral resources sector. He holds a Bachelor of Degree in Geology from Faraday College and a Master of Science degree in Project Management from the University of Salford in the United Kingdom. The committee notes that his combination of management and geological expertise mentioned below will assist to solve the numerous challenges in the mineral sector. 2012 to 2025, Geomining Consultancy Sierra Leone Limited, over a decade of consultancy work, providing technical advisory services across various mineral operations, demonstrating sustained professional engagement with the sector. December 2009 to May 2010, field geologist, Crypto International Mining Company, Kono. February 2009 to November 2010, mine geologist, Optala Resources, PLC. June 2007 to October 2008, field geologist, Africa Minerals. March 2006 to June 2007, field geologist, Sierra Leone Diamond Company. In his submission to the committee, the nominee promised to collaborate with the minister to build on the gains the sector has made already, and also pay special attention to the indiscriminate pollution of rivers due to artisanal mining. The committee advised him to be conversant with the Mines and Mineral Development Act and the artisanal mining regulations for community benefit and protection. Mr. Umaro Napoleon Kurma. Mr. Napoleon Kuruma, Esquire. Proposed Minister, Ministry of Employment, Labour and Social Security. Mr. Umaru Napoleon Nkrumah is a household name in the political arena of Sierra Leone, having served for 2 consecutive terms as Secretary General of the ruling Sierra Leone People's Party, one country, the ruling Sierra Leone People's Party with the mantra one country, one people, having led the party through 2 successive electoral victories. He is an accomplished lawyer and public administrator with extensive experience in governance, policy administration, and international diplomacy. Over the years, Mr. Nkrumah has consistently demonstrated strong leadership credentials, cross-party credibility, and technical expertise in mining and employment laws. Prior to this nomination, he served as the Deputy Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources, where he provided administrative support to the minister and greatly assisted for the implementation of Mines and Minerals Development Act 2023. Other key responsibilities carried out were acting as the focal person for the African Diamond Producer Associations, the Kimberley certification process, and supervisor of the Diamond Area Community Development Fund for the development diamond mining areas in Sierra Leone. Responding to the questions relating to youth migration, employment among others, he said, quoting him, "I acknowledge that my predecessor pushed the passage of strong acts, including the Migration Act, Social Protection Act, that will help transform the Sierra Leone landscape. So, my role will be implementation of those acts that will address illegal labor issues, including work permit system of foreign nationals." He was commended across party line for credible records and respect both from college days and public service. Dr. Stephen A. Jusu, proposed Deputy Minister, Ministry of Energy. Dr. Stephen is an adjunct professor of education with extensive experience in people's management. He possesses a strong competence in organizational training, creative problem solving, and innovation, employee management and relations, teaching, planning, communication, and extensive knowledge in intercultural competence and diversity. Dr. Stephen AGC holds a doctorate degree in education on curriculum teaching from the North Central University, United States of America, and a master's degree in education for adult education and training from the American Intercontinental University. Prior to his nomination, Dr. Jesus served as student mentor, American Intercontinental University, providing Ghanaians motivation, emotional support, and role model to students. Responding to probing questions on what he will be bringing to the Ministry of Energy, the nominee said, quoting him, "I will collaborate with the professionals and will assist the minister to address the numerous statutory roles of the energy sector if approved." He concluded, and end of quote. Dr. Prince Alex Harding, aka the Dr. Prince Alex Harding, aka the Bullet, proposed executive chairman, state-owned enterprises, ownership and governance. Dr. Prince Alex Harding is a distinguished scholar, with a Doctor of Philosophy PhD in Organic Chemistry from the King's College, London, University of London. This rigorous scientific training has endowed him with analytical precision and a method approach to complex institutional and political challenges. He has a wealth of leadership experience in public service, regulatory oversight, and political governance. As a transition chairman and commissioner from the National Commission for Privatization since June 2020, he directly supervised the management of state assets and performance of public enterprises, the very core of the Commission's mandate. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the expansion of Mr. Harding's role of Executive Chairman under the new State-Owned Enterprises Act, passed by this very House, was largely commended by the committee as the members recognized across party lines the ability and suitability of the man largely acclaimed as the generous bullet. I think that applause also will be for I will personally go over that. Really keep things carefully. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the expansion of Mr. Harding's role to the Executive Chairman under the new State-Owned Enterprises Act, passed by this very House, was largely commended by the committee as the members recognized across party lines the ability and suitability of the man largely acclaimed as the generous bullet. The committee therefore reaffirms all earlier commendations in several reports presented to this House about this great man, and do unreservedly express that he would continue on his path of keeping express that he will continue on this path of credible state service. The nominee promised the committee to uphold unity in the service of the state, as he had exhibited in the past services as National Party Chairman and Cabinet Minister and former Member of Parliament. Mr. Fra Bintu Rogers proposed executive state-owned enterprises ownership and governance. Mr. Fra Bintu Rogers is a seasoned and resourceful corporate financial management specialist with more than 15 consecutive years of hands-on experience in corporate financial management and administration. She has provided strategic, administrative, and corporate financial leadership and advice to the then National Commission for Privatization. She is a result and performance-oriented professional who is flexible and adaptable to internal and external challenges when tasked with meeting broader organizational objectives and goals. She holds a master's degree in finance and accounting from the Institute of Public Administration and Management, IPAM, in 2017, and other certificates to her credit. Her spanning years of experience and position held including the following, noting 2021 to date, Executive Secretary, National Commission for Privatization, 2008 to 2021, Finance Assistant, Finance Officer, and Senior Financial Analyst at the National Commission for Privatization. She promised to put the Executive Chairman to implement the new directives of the State-Owned Enterprises, ownership and governance. Professor Jibrila Foluddin, proposed Chairman, Board of Directors, Teaching Hospitals Complex Administration Board. Thank you. The Teaching Hospitals Complex Administration Board holds a pivotal role in the transformation of our national health sector. The nominee has exceptional merit and unparalleled experience. Professor Fadluddin is an associate professor of internal medicine with over 30 years of progressive experience. His academic credentials are formidable. He holds a Master of Medicine degree from the University of Zimbabwe and is a fellow of both the West African College of Physicians and College of Physicians and Surgeons of Sierra Leone. His leadership has been instrumental in shaping the health sector, especially in international health policy directives. More importantly, he has been at the forefront of combating infectious diseases such as Ebola and HIV, while also advancing the management of non-communicable diseases. He's established this country's first diabetes clinic, demonstrating a lifetime service and deep commitment to the health of Sierra Leoneans. His extensive research portfolio with over 69 documents and 1,596 citations demonstrates his commitment to evidence-based medicine and his global standing in the field. His service to this nation is exemplary. He has served as Director of Clinical Studies of University of Sierra Leone since 2011 and previously held the position of Acting Chief Medical Director of the University of Sierra Leone Teaching Hospitals Complex from 2017 to 2022. 2017 to 2019, National Hospital Care Manager, Ministry of Health and Sanitation. 2010, Senior Specialist Physician, Ministry of Health and Sanitation, Connaught Hospital. Responding to members of the committee, the nominee promised to transform the Teaching Hospitals Complex Teaching Hospital Complex Administration Board as guardian to uphold quality professional services in the national health sector. Mrs. Geneva J. Bangura proposed Deputy Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Jennifer Bangura is a renowned certified public accountant with over 25 years of executive and financial management in both private and public sector. She has an adept knowledge in tax administration and prior to this appointment served as the 6th Commissioner General of the National Revenue Authority, NRA, December 2023 to August 2026. Where she undertook sweeping automation reforms at customs services and the domestic tax department with the integrated tax administration system, ITAS, electronic tax register, ECR, etc., and authority-wide enterprise data warehouse, amongst others. Our prominent professional profile revealed that she is a strong personality that can serve in any challenging job assignment as thus. 1. September 2023 to December 2023, Deputy Minister of Finance 1. Deputy Commissioner General, National Revenue Authority, etc., including other 9 professional financial institutions in New York Metropolitan Transportation Authority and the New York State Controller's Office. Her solid surge in the world of diplomacy as a Deputy Minister in the Foreign Ministry is a cumulative effect of her performance which the committee considered as worthy and therefore reaffirms her previous commendations to this House that she will measure up to the expectation in the new role. She was advised to work in accordance with diplomatic conventions and to make the nation proud. Professor Fode Moriba Jawad proposed Ambassador once a friend of Parliament. Professor Fode Jawad has an exceptional academic achievement with distinction. He holds a Bachelor of Science. Mr. Speaker, I ask that your back keep quiet. Professor Fode Moriba Jawad has an exceptional academic achievement with distinction. Holds a Bachelor of Science with honors in chemistry from Bradley College, University of Australia in 1991, and further obtained a Master of Science in Environmental Sciences from IHE of Utrecht University in the Netherlands, 1996. His academic journey culminated in the attainment of a Doctor of Philosophy, PhD in Environmental Science from Lancaster University, United Kingdom in 2004. Dr. Jawad's career is defined by a consistent trajectory of leadership and excellence. First Minister of Environment and Climate Change, November 2019 to July 2023. Executive Chairman, Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, Sierra Leone, June 2018 to November 2019. Associate Professor, Department of Environmental and Occupational Health, University of South Florida, United States of America, May 2006 to July 2013. Postdoctoral Research Fellow, Lancaster University, United Kingdom, June 2006 to July 2005. Lecturer, Department of Chemistry, Jala University College, University of Sierra Leone, 1996 to 2000. His record after ministerial duty to serve in the world of diplomacy was largely acclaimed by the committee that commended Professor for his diligent services to the nation, and hence further reaffirmed previous committee recommendation for his plenary approval. Mr. Prince Bull, Mr. Prince Bull, proposed Executive Director, National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. Mr. Prince Bull is an international development practitioner with over 10 years cumulative working experience with national, regional, and global organizations on human rights and public health center, on drug control response emergencies in Sierra Leone and other ECOWAS countries. He possesses in-depth skills in strategic management and leadership, governance, networking and alliance building, policy review and analysis, research and evidence-based advocacy, community mobilization, youth and women's empowerment, gender equality and consensus building. Prior to his nomination, Mr. Bull served as the Deputy Executive Director of the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency, responsible for combating drugs trafficking, control narcotics, and reducing drugs abuse through enforcement, prevention, and rehabilitation programs. In his submission to the committee, Mr. Bull said, quoting him, "I have been part of the crusade on drugs combat and knows the knowledge of this institution. I will build on the gains of my predecessor and will create strategic inroads with all stakeholders to assist NDLEA. Sustain this aggressive fight against the rising abuse of kush, a synthetic cannabis mixture, tramadol, an opium painkiller, and other painful substances rejected by the law." Dr. Sati Mohammed Kene, proposed Chairman, National Public Health Agency. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the National Public Health Agency serves as a Sierra Leone's premier institution for public health protection, preparedness and response. It plays a pivotal role in preventing, in preventing, detecting, and responding to public health threats through a responsive, science-driven, and coordinated public health system. Dr. Sati Mohammed Kene possesses an impressive academic portfolio that underscores his suitability for this high office. Bachelor of Medicine, Shanghai Second Medical University, China, 1995. Bachelor of Surgery, Shanghai Second Medical University, China, 1995. Bachelor of Public Health, MPH, University of Ghana, Lagos, Accra, 2010. In addition to his achievement, Dr. Kene holds postgraduate diplomas and certificates in pediatrics and management of healthcare services, demonstrating his commitment to continuous professional development and expertise across clinical and administrative domains. Furthermore, he has distinguished fellowship accreditation from the following reputable professional bodies: Fellow of the African Institute of Public Health Professionals, FAIPHP, April 2025. Fellow of the West African College of Physicians, FWACP, November 2022. Fellow of the Suwannee College of Physicians and Surgeons, FCPS, Sierra Leone, May 2021. All the above fellowships attest to his main standing as a medical professional of highest caliber, national and international. Recommendations. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the committee adjourned the following presidential nominees to be adequately qualified for the proposed appointment and are therefore recommended to this honorable House for approval. 1. Mr. Karifa Ansumana Francis Kabo, proposed Minister, Ministry of Finance. 2. Mr. Umaro Napoleon Kuruma Eswa, proposed Minister. Mr. Abu M. Kane, proposed Commissioner General, National Revenue Authority. Mrs. Jennifer J. Bambura, proposed Deputy Minister, Ministry of Mines, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. 5. Mr. Fode Musa Fofana, proposed Deputy Minister, Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources. Dr. Stephen A. Chisu, proposed Deputy Minister to Ministry of Energy. Professor Fode Moriba Jawad, proposed Ambassador to the Sierra Leone to Qatar. 8. Dr. Prince Alex Hadi, General Secretary, proposed Chairman, State-owned Enterprises, Ownership and Governance. Ms. Safura Bintu Rogers, proposed Executive Director, Secretary, State-owned Enterprises, Ownership and Governance. 9. Professor Jibril Fadluddin, proposed Chairman, Board of Directors. 10. 11. Mr. Prince Boone Luceni, proposed Executive Director, National Drugstore Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. Last but not least, Dr. Sati Mohammed Kene, proposed Chairman, National Public Health Agency. In submission, conclusion. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the first report reflects the unanimous view of the committee. I therefore move that the first report of the fourth session of the Committee on Appointment and Public Service be adopted by the House and the recommendations contained therein be approved. Faithfully submitted, read to this honorable House. And the Chairman of the Committee, Honorable Matisa Numa JP, representing the people of Bukaka Jama Gulamba. Thank you.
I want to thank the leader of our business, the chairman of the Committee on Appointment and Public Service. But before I put the question, you will bear with me. I have a very long list of dignitaries in the chamber, so it will take some time. I will be calling a very long list of ministers. But for security reasons, I will start with the military. Major General K.T. Sise, Chief of Army Staff. Major General SDT Kauja, Chief of General Staff. Commodore LK Jabati, Chief of Naval Staff. Air Commodore HS Kumba, Chief of Air Staff. Brigadier R. Agbodo, Chief Executive Officer. Army Commodore V. Ekone, Commander Service Support. Brigadier General M. A. Kamara, Commander Hunting Academy Staff College. Brigadier General J. B. Saidu, Assistant Chief of Defense Staff for Logistics. Brigadier General H. S. Jalo, Commander Combat Support Brigade. Brigadier General Pisima, Commander Training and Doctrine. Brigadier General Stephen Sevali, Surgeon General Defense Medical. Brigadier General K.F. Kano, ACDS Training and Doctrine. Air Commodore M.S. Kamara, ACDS Admin and Military Safety. Brigadier General M.S. Fufana, Director Military Affairs. Now I see when you're once a soldier, you're always a soldier. The house is full. It means you have somebody who was and still remains a soldier in the house. We have Mr. the great chairman, Jimmy Batibu Songa. We have the man who spent from the directive of the Excellency of the President and got us here, Mr. Baba Fortune, Secretary to the President. I have a colleague, Honorable Amisai Kane. Among the dignitaries, I have my own dignitary. Our own dignitary, myself and the Honorable Mayor. The Director of Aliwoli. Deputy Chairman, Committee of Aliwoli. And my Chairman, Committee of Aliwoli.
Which one are the oversight? Where is the oversight? Okay, man. Are you covering?
Honorable Abba Mansour Dumbuya. Mrs. Kadiatu Aliu, Deputy Minister of Finance 1. Deputy Minister of Finance 2, Aisat Amaran. Director of Partnership, MDSCC. I don't know whether it is Deputy and Mrs. Wakai Hinowabi. The Minister. Betty, is it ISD? Senior Metro, PCMH. PC John Salia Rogers, PC Makachino. The Honorable Nabo Kaikai, former member of Boya. Mr. Lansana M. Boya, Deputy Minister of Lands. Honorable Sheikh Usise, former Member of Parliament and former Minister. IG Hassan Jalo from the Office of the Vice President. Memuna Tubi Ojas, Board Member NRA. Dr. Elliot Taylor, Chairman OPII and Chairman Mohamed Bangura, Custom Booker. Mr. Cabinet Kalon, former Minister of Transport and Chairman, Board of Directors, National Revenue Authority. Mohamed Masakon, DG NCRA. Josephine Fatima Kamara, Director General SNBC. Mr. Siri Grant, Minister of Energy. Sheikh James Jawara, Regent Paramount Chief and Justice of the Peace for Mongol. PC Farama Mohamed Lamin Makakura Konta the Third, Mongol Kingdom. Dr. Alassane Mansaye, Director of Fiscal and Risk Management, Ministry of Finance. PC Sowa Kingdom, Pujon District. Retired Lieutenant General Wayama Sise, former CDS and former Director General NDM. Retired General BTO Tanuva, former Minister of Internal Affairs. Mr. Matthew Binji, Financial Secretary, Minister of Finance. The Right Chief, Mohamed Gento Kamara, CEO Gento. And Christian Amoyo, Petroleum Directorate. Alfred W.B. Sama, Deputy Governor, Financial Services. Engineer George Lamid Vandi, Esquire. PC Kopa from Tonkoli Malista, from Tonkoli Malista. Where is our PC? Alhaji Alpha. Where is our PC? But the Matoma is outside. PC, you're welcome. Thank you very much. He's the Paramount Chief and the Superintendent, the Chiefdom of the Deputy Speaker, as well as that of the proposed Minister of Finance. Alhaji Alpha Bakar Kanu, Presidential Spokesman. Hold on. Mrs. Anne-Marie Adi, Deputy and Fatma Tasawane, Deputy Honorable Members. Take notes. Take notes. Honorable members, the question is that the first report, order please. Any seconder to this motion? I so second, Mr. Speaker. Honorable members, the question is that the first report of the fourth session of the 6th Parliament of the Committee on Appointment and Public Service be adopted by the House and that the recommendations contained therein be approved. Before I give the floor to the seconder, I want to draw your attention to the fact that I am suspending SU 38(1), and because you are the seconder, I will allow you 15 minutes. And the rest of mankind, it will take 5 minutes as the case will be. I would consider if I would reduce it to 2 minutes. If I I see too many people trying to attract my attention. I will reduce from 5 to 2. So for us to have 5 minutes on the floor, I advise those who do not have anything to say not to attract my attention.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, with the time given, I want to start with the minister designated for the Ministry of Labour. I will not start with finance for personal reason and family reason. And the name Omar Napoleon.
Hold on. You have just said Omar, and I've just been reliably informed that another Omar is in the chamber, and that is Baran Omar Tara.
Mr. Speaker, the name Omar Napoleon Kuruma, if there is any other word to link it, it means loyalty. It means courageous. It means patience. I have not said this because I have known him for too long, and throughout the time I have known him as a man who accommodates even opponents in difficult situations. My first time to encounter Omar Napoleon Kuruma was when I was a student leader at Spirit Magai. I was incarcerated at the police station. At difficult time, even though I was a white man, at the time I was a general, and I still remain a general. Himself and
what does that mean?
I am a general.
Are you saying you are still a tico?
Mr. Speaker, you will not understand it because the two leaders will understand better. Mr. Speaker, at that time, even though we have crossed lines,
Mr. Speaker, I'm standing at SO 52. I want to just go SO 52 so that the days of the House will continue. Any seconder to that motion?
I so second.
All in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
He courageously walked to the station and told the LUC, he said, this is one of us, and he has not committed any crime. Being a student leader in itself has not been a crime. And even when I was charged to court at the time, it mobilized barrage of lawyers to my defense. Few years later, we became more close and in-laws now. I am saying this because I have seen politicians of his character who have left political parties because they think they are not fairly treated. A secretary general of a party, for as long as the time he has served, he endured for 8 years as a deputy minister. That is loyalty and courage. I have seen men and women who have served in top capacities. When age change, they part ways with their best of friends. You are an example of a courageous leader. As you go to the Ministry of Labour, where young men look up to you, you know, as I buy for the regional position of the Northwest region, I need Morocco. And therefore, I don't want to get problem with the people of Morocco. As if I have not said anything. I am only talking about a courageous young man who believed in President Bio and stood by him through thick and thin. And even when he was prepared, he was not on the first list. He was still a dedicated SLP person, and he stood to the point today you're being awarded. This is not an award for you.
Oh, may I rise every morning with truth in our hands. No more silence, we take a stand. For the people who cry for the dreams that fade, we speak for the hearts that justice betrayed. Radio True be there
on FM 103.9.
Radio True be there
on FM 103.9.
Now we voice, now we power. True video go shine like tower. We no go fear, we go talk. Even if they know I'll make we talk. True Media Radio on FM 103.
Every sector of this nation is gathered.
Oh, man. Radio True Media. Radio True Media. We rise every morning with truth in our hands. No more silence, we take a stand. For the people who cry for the dreams that fade, we speak for the hearts that justice betrayed. Radio True Media
on FM 103.9.
Radio True Media
on FM 103.9.
Now we voice, now we power. True video go shine like tower. We no go fear, we go talk. Even if they know I'll make we talk. True Media Radio on FM 103.9.
Now God we dey pray, not true we dey preach. Freedom of speech, now that we dey teach.
For salon, we go stand tall. Radio True Media.
One voice for all.
We honor the land, the struggle, the fight. We shine a light in the darkest night. Because we believe in hard work and faith. The Sierra Leone way. We hold the line, come what may.
Them one set we more them, but we go shout. Now the poor man voice we they bring out.
Now we are right for know the truth. Now that make we go protect the truth.
True big and no they neglect anyone.
We are the voice, we are the flame. Truth will rise, they'll know our name. We are the truth and nothing else.
Truth may get, we know they play.
Now for Salon, we declare the way. Tune in every day to
Truth me get radio.
If you want Parliament to applaud you in your next budget, please talk to the financial secretary. He knows exactly what to do.
I am saying this because we should not wait to give people their accolades when they are dead. Phantom Ali was a great man. He dedicated his service to this nation. You are going to a sector where everybody needs you. We have a small economy and big dreams and big demands. You have to traverse between the situation of what is important and what is necessary. You have to traverse between what the president wants and what is necessary for the time. People bring in, this is what the president says. You know one thing I saw recently on social media, I laughed. When I saw you and the president talking about condom, you were so casual. It tells us that we should be confident now that nobody will have to twist the Minister of Finance saying, the past say, the past will be a pass. And here we talk to the past, come on, pass. So the decisions you make will not be driven by the past say. We've seen a situation where ministers of finance are being twisted by people who think they are more influential and more close to the presidency. And these have led to many failures of economic policies of this nation. We hope your case will be different. The people of Tonko Liver are not here to beat and dance and sing for you alone. they're here to tell you a simple message. You are the third of 5 ministers of finance that have hailed from Tonkolima. And sadly enough, 2 of you are cargos. And 2 of you are from the same village. And for the general public, the current minister, the new minister of finance, is also coming from the same village with the deputy speaker of this parliament, who is today the speaker. But there is a cry we have. Year in, year out. We've appointed people so much from Kamasasa. But the truth is, even the road leading to Medina is still a death trap. Unlike other sons and daughters of Tonkolima who are born and identified by their fathers to Tonkolima, you are born and your love for Tonkolima is unique. Recently you were there and I was told. And you saw the road. You see how deployable it is. If there is nothing you can do for the people of Gambia, just give us the Tonkolima road. In recent time, almost all government secondary schools have been repaired. But the one in Tonkolima is an eyesore to academia. The Medina Secondary School. I know Bamanso is happy that I'm saying this. We know government will not allocate, but we can come together with your leadership and ensure we elevate that structure of Tonkolima Secondary School. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, to the NRA, we had out of 6, 2 were women. But you know, there is something unique in this reshuffle of the president, and somebody needs to be careful how you look at them. He's been strategic, and he's removing players that are winners. The NIA was making steady progress under the leadership of Parliamentary. And she's one person who always comes to Parliament when Parliament calls NIA. He has all the staff, but he will come to know why Parliament is calling. And he takes our reforms very seriously. Shut a person at normal time to ask, why will the president do this? But that is his powers. That is his prerogative to iron fire. And he has chosen to have Mr. Cornell kind of going to that office. But let me say this. The new Commissioner General is the only person who has been a genius staff who has gone through the ranks. He has seen marginalization of staffs. He has been a victim of marginalization. He has seen how monies have been put away from NIA. Money is being diverted from the funds. He has seen all kinds of theft at the NRA. So what do I expect? My brother is just saying only a ninja can stop a ninja. As we wish our brother the Minister of Finance to succeed, by himself it will be difficult. But we look forward to the NRA to put up reforms. But then all the way you sabi, not lock all, just lock some. SO2. Because it is difficult to say you can do all. But please, for the economy to rise, we look forward to you. We have said this again and again and again in this world. The GST alone, if concentrated on, can change and boom this economy. We live in a situation in which we go today to the key. See our current condition of the key. I'll say this just as I said it at the appointment committee. Our key is not a progressive one. It's tight. It is full of crowded. It's crowded. Overcrowding is taking over. Ordinary business people who are meant to pull their container out in 24 hours do not have the opportunity to do so now for 2 weeks. And in all of that situation, even when it is not made by the business people themselves, they pay the mortgage. This is a burden on the business people. And let me remind the Minister of Finance coming in that the outgoing minister have said there is a need for us to have another ABO. This is for two reasons. One, to boost our economy. Two, now even when you check, most of it, if you're coming from Gambia, you will see fleets of containers coming from Guinea to Sierra Leone to ferry containers away. It shows we are slowly becoming a business hub in the sub-region in our Mano River Union. There is a need for an expansion, a new port. Luckily for you, Mr. Minister of Finance, before you come in, we just passed one serious agreement and work is ongoing. And that is where I will call on the Minister of Labour. We just don't say local content policy when it comes to millionaire jobs. Our economy will not go if we don't empower our own very indigenous business people. There is need to pump in finances into our local people. How long have we been saying, oh, now the Lebanese they control the economy, when we can do it ourselves? Why can't we support those who have come forward to take the challenge of boosting our economy? They may be green or red, but the money they make is left in Sierra Leone. The money we make is colorless. Let's support them. Let's stop thinking our business people should always be on our side. This is what we want. An economy that works for all. An economy that moves in our hands. When you give contracts to foreigners, the money is being flinted out of Sierra Leone. So it is important. It is important that at this point we have a situation in which we boost the Kent project, Mr. Speaker. I am not saying this because it is a locally owned, but I am saying it because the need is there. The emergency has created itself.
No, it's important that it is locally owned and you should say it. It's very important. That is very important.
When you read page 40 of that agreement, it's very clear, Mr. Speaker. And it is not a gift to the business partner. It is a kind of loan which will be repaid with percentage. If we can invest on things that will not grow our economy, why not invest as a nation on something that will grow our economy? We know there are conditionalities, but how long have we tied ourselves to conditionalities that have not grown our nation? We must be impulsed as a nation to take the fate of our nation into our hands. This is us as a nation. We must take the collective step, and the time is now. You talk about emergency. I know, Mr. Speaker, the strides you've made to clear that port. Even when we call for 24 hours back in service, the problem still remains the same. Even when we call for the airport, the problem remains the same. Why not empower our own to have another port? Mr. Speaker, honorable members, as I conclude, because the honorable member
You have spent 15 minutes.
I'm just concluding. Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, you know there is no gun without a bullet. Except if you say the bullets are over. And there are still bullets. Mr. Speaker, one of the major issues the Minister of Finance is going to find himself is most institutions, state-owned institutions that are meant to generate revenues have been privatized. Most of them. And even when they are being privatized, what we expect to come back to the nation is meager. Some privatization are only done for basic softwares that government will have created themselves. Government creates the man, they still host the facility, still pay the staff, still run the institutions, and still we share 70-30 to private individuals who just create the software. So my appeal to you, Mr. Minister of Finance, please work with the state-owned enterprise to ensure we look into how we will pump in money into some of these things. Mr. Minister, just simple samples. Imagine if every college in Sierra Leone is using a college staff. Samples will be vitalized. We know we have other methods of bringing goods inside the country. But what about the local distributions? If we pump money into state-owned enterprise and ensure we have effectiveness in running, you will not only depend on NRA for revenue. We have revenue opportunities. But we cannot run our economy just depending on NRA. Mr. Minister of Finance, as you go, as I conclude on this, please look into the issues of rentals.
As you conclude on all.
Thank you. On the issues of rental, when you look at the amount of money government is spending on renting buildings, and you look at the money, the properties of government that are not being utilized at all. Take for example the new building that is being constructed by EPA. It is now abandoned, very close to 98.1. That one can host over 10 offices. And you go to certain offices, they tell you just 3 room and parlor, and we are paying $500 million on that. Please do a review on that. You will save our nation a huge amount of money. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude. If you look around this building, you will see many former ministers like you. You will see former appointees like you. The difference is today is your day. And remember, the people who are here to celebrate you are the same people who say, "You know, do better." Let your conscience be your guide. Let patriotism speak above the friends you trust yesterday. This is a nation that is looking out for men. Let those men be you, and let it be done out of patriotism. Thank you very much.
The honorable member, I have seen countless of members trying to attract my attention. Let me set the rule. First, I give you 5 minutes, and in the first round, I will take not more than 4, and hopefully you pray that I decide to take any other member after that 4. So in the circumstance, I take the following members in this order: the Honorable Bashir Siriki, the Honorable Kathy Zainab Tawali, the Honorable PC Desmond Mahia Kabubai, and the Honorable Mustafa Senu. I will take the Honorable from Tokolili. The leader is up. I will take the leader from Kwanabibu. These 5 members are given 5 minutes each. I will come back. When I come back, I will take the chairman for the finance committee. I will take the honorable from Tokolili. I will take the honorable chairman for Ali Warning. And then I will take the honorable Quinty Dukwiji Salia College.
Shaka Sama.
I am not. Shaka Sama. Order does not say.
Deputy leader of the delegation.
Select members by district.
Shaka Sama. Deputy leader of the
attract your attention. And unfortunately, you have not been able to attract my attention. The honorable Bashir Siriki, you have the floor. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable members, I begin by thanking you. You are a leader, I will give you 7 minutes. The Honorable Daniel 7 minutes. The Honorable Aaron 7 minutes. The Honorable Captain 7 minutes. The other 5 minutes. Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I begin by thanking His Excellency the President for presenting to this House nominees that will help him in achieving his agenda. So the nominees you have been chosen from the many Sierra Leoneans to help His Excellency to achieve. Excuses will not be tolerated. In the next 2 years, we'll be reading our scorecards. Performance should be watched for. If you fail, you will not just be failing yourself, you will not be failing His Excellency the President, you will be failing the Sierra Leone People's Party, and you will be failing us on this side. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, in the next 2 years, we members of Parliament will be reading our scorecards to our people. And in our scorecards, what these appointees
will be achieving is what will be in our scorecard. They will not ask us if we are SLPP or APC. The same measures they use to determine our fate as SLPP will be the same measure they will use to determine the fate of the APC. So please, as you go to the various offices, make sure you are working for us. We'll be facing the people. If you fail, we'll have nothing to say. But if you succeed, we'll have everything to say. And we are very sure that we'll be where we are in the next election. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, with that said, let me zero in on a few of them. For obvious reasons, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I am the MP representing Parliamentary. What touches us first shall be first served. Mr. Speaker, of course, by color you know she's my mom. Mr. Speaker, let me zero in on Dr. Prince Alex Hadi. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, when the opposition chief whip just spoke, he said he admired the courage of Mr. Napoleon Kuruma. He did not say he is also admiring the courage of Dr. Prince Alex Hadi. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, at difficult moments, that's difficult moments, that's where Dr. Prince Alex Hadi has always surfaced. Mr. Speaker, when the SLPP was never going to show its face, in 1995, Dr. Prince Alex Hadi and few others ventured to bring the SLPP back to the
Hold on. If you want to read the political history of Dr. Prince Alex Hadi, you must always remember to wait.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, so some of us coming from Bauma Kingdom, we understand the story, what happens in 1986. It was obviously going to be Dr. Prince Alex, but we know what APC did. And Mr. Speaker, he's a very courageous man. He ushered in the SLPP in 1996. He also won the elections of 2002. In 2005, he was asked to rest. And Mr. Speaker, all of us saw the results. When he went, the SLPP also went to rest in 2007. Mr. Speaker, you know what happened to the SLPP in 2012. He came from retirement. He now brought again the SLPP in 2018. Thank you very much, Dr. Peter. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the history of the SLPP will never be complete without mentioning the name of Dr. Prince Alex Hadi. You have done well. Please hope and pray you will succeed. You have been given all of the parastatals to manage. It looks very small for you, considering the nature of job you have done for the SLPP. But that's what His Excellency has pleased His Excellency to give you. Please make sure you perform for His Excellency the President and for this Parliament. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I have no iota of doubt in my mind that the transition of NCP to SOE will be done smoothly and alacrity to the best of his ability. Thank you very much, and we wish you well in your new office. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I have several minutes. I cannot make
I was honestly expecting your first line of debate to be this, that Dr. Prince Alex Hadi, it is because of you I am here. That would have been your first introduction. It is because of him.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I have several minutes. I am used to speak for 1 hour in this way. I am now struggling with the 7 minutes. Mr. Speaker, let me zero in on Mr. Napoleon Kuruma. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, Mr. Napoleon Kuruma, I have known since he was in secondary school. We all started at low cost. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Napoleon Kuruma has a very humble beginning. He went to independent secondary school. For some of us coming from the Far East, when people go to independence in Ireland, we think they will not be successful. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Independence Secondary School, Mr. Napoleon was one of the students who brought one of the best results during his O-level exam. And he went to Albert Academy and excelled. Mr. Speaker, I know for today, the Independent Secondary School will be proud of Mr. Napoleon. Like the SNPP. Mr. Speaker, like the Honorable Ekeke said, some of us have been extremely praying for him. Little did we know as Secretary General of the party, considering the struggles, he will even become a deputy minister. We thought he was going to have positions that are far senior. He will be one of the senior ministers. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, at difficult periods, when people do not want to associate with the Sierra Leone People's Party, Mr. Napoleon sacrificed his career. He said, I'm going to serve the people, Sierra Leone People's Party. As a young man, others they are looking for greener pasture. He said, I'm going to serve. And he served diligently, all of us on this side can attest. Mr. He has sacrificed a lot. People he brought in the SNDP were catapulted before him. He was seated at the back seat, while others he registered in this party. Others who he mentored in this party became ministers. He served them diligently. He did not backbite His Excellency the President. He did not speak ill about the SLPP. He continued serving. Today you have been considered. Thank you very much, His Excellency the President. That's what God wants. That's what is transition. God wanted you to have gone through this process. You have more in store. This is just the beginning of the success. You have struggled for the party as a young man. A lot is expected. You still have the age. The SLPP is still in governance. We will continue in governance, and there are more positions for you. So, Mr. Napoleon Kuroma, you are wished well. If you see the gallery, if you look at the gallery, Mr. Speaker, 50% of this gallery is for Mr. Napoleon Kuroma. You have served the SLPP very, very well. Mr. Speaker, I will wrap up with the Minister of Finance and the NRA boss. Mr. Speaker, during the interview, I said it clearly. Mr. Abu Kale is a guinea pig. For the first time, we have somebody who started as a revenue officer who has gone through the ranks to Commissioner General. It's a clear indication that if you work well, even when you are at the low, you start at the lowest end, you will reach at the peak. Mr. Abu Kane started as a revenue officer. Mr. Speaker, let me enter this house. Mr. Abu Kane started his career as an anti-corruption investigator.
The leader has been informed that your time is up.
Thank you. So, Mr. Abu Kane, you have seen all of the taxations, good ones, bad ones. So I told you at the interview, all of the businessmen who are not paying taxes, who are reneging to pay taxes, they are here. They have congratulated you, they have visited your offices. But let me remind you, you are now a full-blown politician. Your position is a political appointment. If you fail, the same measures that have been used for the two commissioners, or all of the commissioners, will be used to you. You should bear in mind that you don't have a protected job any longer. Your job depends on performance, and you must perform and deliver. Before now, commissioners will go to you, they will beg you to perform for them. You will be running to your colleagues. For staff of NRA, if you want Abu Kane to succeed, is to make sure you close the leakages. And please go to them. You know the leakages, you have been part of them. You have been part of them. And the Minister of Finance will not succeed if NRA doesn't succeed. The Minister of Finance, let me remind you also, you are going to transition from a technocrat to a politician. The same measure that will be used on Jimmy Latin-Osonga will be the same measure that will be used by
the only measure that will be used on Jimmy Latin-Osonga is by the delegates.
No, I'm saying Mr. Latin-Osonga is the head of the Sierra Leone People's Party. We should be in governance. If we mistake, the same punishment that will be entreated to him will be the same that will be entreated to our finance minister. So, Mr. Finance Minister, I want to remind you,
that you are a full-blown SLPP politician. SLPP members will be knocking at your office. Will be going with projects to you because we want you to succeed. SLPP wants you to succeed. We will support you to succeed. Our brothers will be going to your office.
I hear your undertones, and I want to expunge that particular line from you.
Of course, we'll be visiting. So, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I will conclude by congratulating all of them. Madam Geneva, you are taking a new responsibility as Deputy Minister. We wish you well. You have tried your best. You did what you are supposed to do. Of course, we know you succeeded in your own right. Congratulations. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I will conclude with Mr. Prince Guru singing. 1 minute, please. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I have known Mr. Prince Guru since we were in Muslim. He is my best of friends. When we left university, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Prince Guru was one of the few young guys who got office. They started working at the back like you. And some of us struggled to even have a job. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, Mr. Prince Guru is somebody I'll go to his house on a daily basis for my survival. It's somebody I'll go to collect something I will eat for the day. And Mr. Speaker, when he sat before me for an interview, I asked him, had you ever thought that you would sit before me for an interview for the job? He said, no. That's how life is. Today, you can be at the top. Treat others who rely on you with the most respect they deserve. You will not know where you meet them, where you need them to be. There are people who go to colleges, courses, and once they have opportunity, even when their colleagues call them, they will not pick their calls. When their colleagues visit them, they will not see them. They talk to their colleagues trashing. But we should also bear in mind that today you are the top and tomorrow some other person. Thank you very much, Mr. President. We are wishing well. You have the fullest of support. We know the fight. The drug fight is not an easy one. It's very close to the heart of this parliament. You have our support. You follow up. You make sure you succeed. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
I want to thank the honorable member. Give the floor to the honorable Kapi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we are here to say thank you to God for bringing yet.
I like the glasses so
the fine lens, I can let you. You know, when girls were girls, they put on glasses that are very beautiful and very expensive. So that is it. I'm still a beautiful girl.
There are too many limbas in the house, so if you want to refer to what you're wearing, I would advise you call it Sesenity.
No, so I'm a limba by whatever you say. So SO2, it means I talk limba and I hear limba. I speak limba and I hear limba. Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I want to say a very big thank you to His Excellency the President for bringing fine Sierra Leoneans to this house. They are very lucky because we are on recess. And this is the time we go to see our family members overseas, to have time, to enjoy time, to put whatever in our bags. We want to say thank you to him for bringing these fine Sierra Leoneans to a dear brother. So the right Colonel, retired Kerifa and Sumana Francisca, who is a brother. In our tribe, in our Yiba tribe, your brother is your brother, whatever happens. So if you could turn your eyes, your lenses all over, you will see our people from the Kamasasa, from Tonkolima, everywhere, to say thank you to God and to say thank you to His Excellency. It means the Limba man, leave one of whatever you think, our Limba people, they love each one of their family members. They don't have colors when it comes to family. So we are here to celebrate you. We are here to wish you well. We are here to congratulate you. Our brother, when he was speaking, the Honorable Abu Karim from Gambia himself, he made mention of the former minister, Fantamadi, Ahmed Fantamadi. He has done tremendously well for Sierra Leone. He was one of the finest financiers. He was one of. We want you, our own brother, to be the best. To be the best, to tell them that our people, the Limba man, can do it. Forget about the Bunglo, the what. We can do it. We are also well educated. we also stand the test of time to save Sierra Leone. So we want to say thank you and we wish you well. I want to turn my eyes to a dear sister. I call her Jay. Jay has been a long-serving alcoholic of Sierra Leone. My sister Geneva has worked tremendously well. Geneva was a deputy minister at the Ministry of Finance. She proved her mettle very well. She worked tirelessly to support the Minister of Finance then, and she was appointed to the National Revenue Authority. She is the second woman to be the Commissioner General of the National Revenue Authority. And Mr. Speaker, honorable members, my dear sister has done so very much. And I have no doubt that she will prove her mettle very well as she takes up the office as the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs. She is a diplomat. She has worked well for Sierra Leone. When somebody works, let us say it. Let us congratulate people who have served this nation. And Geneva is one. Jay, we wish you well. Jay, we want to congratulate you. And Jay, we want to say we will support you with whatever you do. We are here to give you whatever support. Come to Parliament. It doesn't mean because you are not at the NRA again, you will not come. You are always here with us. You always consult. You are a consultant. Don't forget that part of your leadership. That shows that you are a very good leader. We want to congratulate you and wish you well. So my dear brother Buzo, I call it Buzo because us in the knighthood, Mr. Speaker, I am a knight of the Noble Order of St. John. A sister knight. And so I salute you, my dear brother. Numa is a major. So I always brace for Numa. Whenever Numa enter, you see, I say I brace for you, sir. That's the rule. That is rule number one. It shows no color. It shows no tribe. It means the order is the order. So I call the man Abu Martin Kane as Buzo. And Abu Martin Kane, Mr. Speaker, is one of the finest nominees in this world today. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, Abu has seen the good, the bad, and the ugly of the National Revenue Authority. He started from nowhere, and today he is at the end of affairs. My brother Buzo, my words are very simple to you. Don't look back. We know what happened at the NRA. We know what was happening. We know what the constraints you face. You know the troubles you face. You know the discrimination you face. But my words to you are very simple. The words are, this is Sierra Leone. Go and prove your mettle. Go and disgrace them. Tell them that you know the nitty-gritties of NRA. Tell them that you will do it for Sierra Leone. Tell them that you will do it for this country. And tell them that you will do the best for Sierra Leoneans. We trust you. We will support you. We will work with you. When Madam Geneva was there, she keeps consulting into this house. And we want you also to consult with us. Work with us. Work with the Ministry of Finance for the benefit of Sierra Leone. We need you so dearly. You are a dear brother and we will support you. Trust that this house will support you and will give you our support. Today I am the most happy person because I am seeing a dear big brother taking office again. We fought in this house for the NCP Act not to be changed to the SOE. I am one of the bulldozers of that particular business. I stood in room 1, I told the leader of government business, I said, this is not a personal SO2. I said, Prince Adi na ended when possible na pay. I said, Oscar, I'm going to this. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Prince Adi came again, doctor. He said, okay, we have agreed, we've arranged, please allow the bill to pass. And the bill passed because, yes. Mr. Speaker, a yes for a person who has worked tirelessly for a party has to be a yes. Can we forget about what people have done for this country? Are we blind? We are politicians, for goodness sake. If the Honorable Catherine Zainab-Traoré has worked tirelessly for the APC in this house, if you don't want to pay me, leave me in my corner. Leave me in my corner. So, Prince Adi, you are welcome again to this house. People next man. Oh yes.
Honorable Catherine Zainab-Traoré is indirectly telling you that you are paying higher.
So, see you again take this new particular office. We want to congratulate you. We want to wish you well. Please work with the Ministry of Finance for the benefit of Sierra Leone. The State-Owned Enterprises Act is a very fine act. We crossed the T's very well. We dot the I's well.
Your time is up.
And thank you very much. Before I go, us from the Koinadugu, we have our dance, but my brother will tell you the dance when his son comes in, the Honorable Daniel. We have a dance from the Kranko dance. If you know how to dance the Krankoya dance, it means you are a real Koinadugu person. So I am here to congratulate my dear brother, the Napoleon, the dictator of the time. I have a wife, a qualified wife, a clean wife, but I always support my brother, even though he's a black man. But I support him because of what he believes in. And he's also a Lawa. I saw them over there. It shows how committed he is with his people. I want to wish you well, my brother. Don't forget what I told you at the appointment committee. Look into the odds, especially into the issue of the work permits. The work permit brings money to Sierra Leone. It brings money to the consolidated fund. Work with the company that was given to the contrast. Is it named Contrast? That company is in charge of what we call the residential permits. Work with them so that at the end of the day, Sierra Leone raise fine money for Sierra Leoneans. I want to wish you all well, my brothers. Dr. Faludin, Dr. Sati Mohammed Kane, you are fine gentlemen. You've served Sierra Leone. We want to wish you well. Mr. Speaker, I can't take my seat without saying thank you to Dr. Faludin. He was one of the finest doctors we have in Sierra Leone. Let's give kudos to where kudos is. Let's congratulate him for working tirelessly to see that the office is taking. He was one of the founders. He was the researchers to have all of these things being put in place. Doctor, wish you well. We want to congratulate you. We will support you. And to all the 12 nominees, congratulations and wish you well.
I want to thank the honorable member. I give the floor to I now give the floor to you. Who? Or was the PC? The PC of Parliamentary law.
I want to thank God and President Bill for giving us such qualified. I want to thank God and President Bill for giving us such experienced and qualified nominees today in this Parliament. We are happy to receive them. These are kind of nominees we are looking for. People with household name. I want to zoom in a little bit to the Minister of Finance. The Minister of Finance has worked a lot for this country since 1993 to now. He has done a lot. I know he has a lot of vision and memory. I have financial strong accounting background and entrepreneurial skill. I hope you'll be able to continue where Father Mani stopped. Indeed, he is, but there are still more to be done. As we all know, today, the development at local level is in the hands of local councils. But most times, projected transfer of funds to be transferred to local council and lately transfer are not fully transferred. So when you take over, please make sure that you try all possible means for timely transfer of funds to local council so that we'll be able to project at local level. I also want to zoom a little bit to Abu Kane. It is interesting to know that Mr. Kane's village names always follows him. He's coming from a village known as Sobegima. And so when you say Sobegima, they must be serious. And when you say Gima, a place to think. So Mr. Abu Kane's village is called Sobegima. So it's always think positively on the Sobegima. So Mr. Kane, with your experience from revenue collector to where you are, I know you still be a limit to provide revenue for this country. I thank you very much for taking this responsibility. Then if you are seeing people with white tag and maybe white tie, it's for a common reason. That's so how thorough and how connected.
Where is the judge?
How connected Mr. Umar and Apollo Obama is.
Honorable Judge.
And before talking on that, I want to recognize the representation of family confidence in this house that are here to support Napoleon Kurma. Napoleon Kurma is known for South from Northeast, but I want to inform you now that it's also actually deep rooted in the South. And because of the respect has of traditional custom, That's why we were able to initiate him to Moni and promoted him to the higher rank as Lawa. So we are here to support him. The whole of our region in Southern region and Eastern region are here to support him. We want to thank President Kuma for the respect and value. Sorry. Excuse me, the strong society. We were able to engage. Chief, ignore the other two. Talk to me. Forget about this. Ignore the other two. Talk to me. So now, President Bill has allowed us to integrate and has so many respect to society for the culture and tradition. Today we are here, we are talking about Matoma. We are talking about Wole. So if Matoma is inviting people to go on the right hand, we invite the Wole people to go by the left hand, and we even invite the leader of government is to the price being denied by the Matoma. So you are welcome. On that note, I want to say thank you all the nominees. Please, when you go to your office, serve the nation, serve the people. Mr. Napoleon Kuma, more people will meet you for job. I know you cannot provide job for everybody, but do your level best to make sure that you are happy with you. Mr. Sati Kane, your experience is with us in Mini Cafe, do your best. And I would not want to talk about bullets because it's a household name and he has touched the life of every other person in this parliament and in the process. So I thank you all.
I want to thank the chief, and before I give the floor to Honorable Mustafa Selu, let me recognize the following personalities and dignitaries in the chamber. Neyi Yeno Musa Esquire, Board and Company Secretary, NRA. Madam Frederica M. Keller, Director Admin, NRA. Madam Lisbeth Hale, Assistant Commissioner, Central Services. Dr. Joe Tucker, Deputy Governor. Mr. Mohammed Alhaji Samua, MBUBA and my former boss. I give the floor to the Honorable Selu, and unfortunately, I am forced to reduce the number of members I have selected earlier, because I've been informed that the weather is not favorable outside, and our people are outside. You bear with me that they don't come to Parliament every day. So when they visit Parliament, you must give them and accord them the opportunity to enjoy themselves. So I will take few other members after Honorable Selu, but I would also encourage the leaders when they are around to be very brief. Honorable Selu, I release your time from 5 to 3 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, honorable members. I want to take this opportunity to thank His Excellency the President for appointing these fine nominees. Before I start my debate proper, I want to thank the Dr. Alex Musali and Mr. Napoleon Kuma for their efforts, tremendous efforts. If we are here today in governance as SLPP, this is because, after all, these two people are here. All of the nominees you are sitting here today, you are there because of the hard work of these two people. Dr. Alex Musadi, after the election, who was the first person to go out publicly to say that SLPP is going to win the election. That is how bold and sincere that man is. Dr. Musadi has fought for this country, he has fought for SLPP. For us being on the side, on the right hand of the speaker, is going to be on your performance today. You that have been nominated to serve this various position. Because your performance is going to tell after during the 2020 election, people are going to judge us based on your performance, especially for the finance ministry and the NRA and that of the labor. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I want to zoom in on Mr. Napoleon Kuma. Mr. Napoleon Kuma is a fine gentleman. I am here today as an MP because of the contribution of these people, especially Mr. Napoleon Kuma. At a point, my opponent went right in his office just to insult him because of decisions that he took in the interest of the party. Mr. Napoleon Kuma, I want to thank you for that moment. You stood by me, and today we are here. The chairman, Mr. Napoleon Kuma, at that time, Dr. Alexander was the chairman. They contributed so much to this party at their own time. Mr. Speaker, honourable members, I want to zoom in on the finance minister designate. I have served as member of the finance committee and deputy chair for 8 years now. I have seen ministers come and gone. Mr. Finance Minister designate, you have a lot of job to do. Mr. Kabo, at one point, he visited the Ministry of Finance. I saw him there. He was in the waiting room, trying to see the minister for almost 2 hours. I even left him and I came out. At that time, not knowing that today is going to be appointed the Minister of Finance to go and teach that office where he was waiting to enter. Yes, we are all in the waiting room. We sat for over 2 hours. I left him there just for him to see the Minister of Finance. Mr. Kerifa Kabo, if you come and pay attention on revenue generation and the mining industry, you will not need the attention of these donor partners. Most of those partners, we are going to World Bank with him. We are going to IMF. Just focus on NRA alone. Thank God, the man going to the NRA has been a staff from junior and he has now promoted to that position. He knows everything. If the NRA does not succeed, Mr. Kane will hold him responsible. Because he knows everything about NRA. He knows about the Asiboda system, he knows about the back end division they do, he knows about everything he knows about that. So in the event NRA is not able to match up, then Mr. Kane will have no excuse. Because all those supervisors, all those commissioners, he has worked with them, they were down the key and he has now graduated to this level. I think he is the most successful staff of NRA. All those who have been appointed, they are coming from outside. And now he is a son of NRA who knows everything, all the leakages Mr. Kane knows about them. I cannot hide from that. He knows about those things. He knows about them. If these leakages are not correct, Mr. Speaker, honourable members, I am saying this. I have served on the Committee of Finance for 8 years as Deputy Finance Chairperson. I know if NRA single-handedly pay attention to GST, goods and services tax, withholding tax. I have seen documents here, just withholding tax going to millions. And withholding tax are being paid by service providers to NGOs or to MJs. These are just convicts. You just hold these monies and pass it on to NRA. So when I see documents of arrears of withholding tax, it bothers me. That should not happen. If I'm giving money to pass it on to somebody, I should do that. You are withholding these taxes from service providers, and it is running to millions. Yes, the NRA will come and complain. We have arrears. Your predecessor, she was a very good administrator when she was there. Very good, very meticulous. I worked with her, and she was prompt to action. It's just because of you are now coming to be this commissioner. Most of you in those sectors, those commissioners, you are the problem. And today the problem is solved because you are there now. The problem is solved. As from today, we are going to approve you.
Honourable members, you are solving the problem. I hope you come.
Mr. Speaker, honourable members, I'm constrained. Let me tell you, Mr. Minister Designate, Finance. NRA move from the office, sometimes go down to NRA offices. Visit them. You cannot succeed without NRA. You can come here, present the budget, you speak grammar, you call the budget are not estimate. These are proposals. But the real money comes from NRA. The donor partners, they come and assist. Like for example, the European Union, one of their performance indicators is internal revenue generation. If you don't reach your target, they will not give their money. They have papers, don't like the World Bank, they have their conditionalities. So, Mr. Abukane and Minister of Finance, please, as I conclude, the NRA, I want the NRA to work with other ministries. Like, for example, we have a very fantastic building at SLBC. That building can house the entire NRA. NRA is using over $1 million on rentals annually. If we can harmonize those monies and do a structure that is government owned, those money will be saved, and you can just pay rental fee to whosoever owns the building, if it is SFBC or if it is NIB, whosoever took up those buildings. But Mr. Speaker, honourable members, on the more serious note, it's just that I'm time constrained, I'm deputy finance chair. I really want to delve into the issue of finances and that of revenue generation. But because of time, I will now round up by zooming on Professor Jawad. Professor Jawad was a hard-working man when he was at the Minister of. Yes, Mr. Speaker, you also want Minister of Randall.
Okay, give me 1 minute.
Thank you. Professor Jawad, I wish you well in your new role as an ambassador designate to Qatar. That area president has to go there, so you are going to enjoy your stay. And members of Parliament have to go at end. But if you are in China, you are in America or UK, then I say you have more body. But Qatar is not easy for us to go. I wish you well in your new role. Thank you, President Yo, for bringing on board a hardworking and sincere, committed gentleman in the name of Professor Jawad. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
I give the floor to the Honourable Kuma, and then Honourable Kekua Vandi, and Honourable Kuma, and I stop. Honourable Quintin, and I stop. I have said the weather is not favorable outside. Our people are outside and they want to celebrate with the nominees. I am sorry, there is going to be another cabinet reshuffle and they will speak on that cabinet
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, honorable members. I will choose to speak on the issues rather than names because there are so many and I'm given limited time. Another ISO 42, your decision is final. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, if they ask me now, say, Honorable Koma, are you happy? I will say, yes, I'm happy. If you also ask me, Honorable Koma, are you sad? I will say, yes, I'm sad. So I'm half right now. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, when I look at the list, I feel sorry for the womanhood. Out of 12, only 2 women appointed. As a he or she, I cannot be happy for such man-woman ratio in terms of presidential appointments. Sincerely, to the extent be true, the women deserve better. The women deserve better. And with your permission, sir, I will seek your permission that henceforth from today, you book an appointment with me to see the first lady. Mr. Speaker, through you, book an appointment with me to see the first lady for the first time. Let us have some discussions, because I know the strength of womanhood at a particular time when you can influence your husband to respect great leadership of women. But 2 out of 12 cannot make me happy. I was expecting better. As I speak now,
Point of order 24. For edification and for the clarity, the commitment made by the presidency by an appointment set or in the executive collection is about the 30%. Because last time I remember my colleague on the other side, we had over 30% of women appointed. But we cannot direct the president how he brings out the appointment is on or what kind of appointment is going to make. But in collection, in terms of cumulation in the executive, you're talking about 30%. Are you talking about cumulation of 30% in the executive of or every appointment set coming to parliament? Because the last appointment they are over 30% in very superior positions. So, Mr. Speaker, my colleague, I don't mean to really obstruct your debate, but I want you to give us some clarifications. Is he talking about the President Bureau administration, 30% of men in executive positions, or by the nominees coming to parliament? Are you with me? Now let me repeat myself. I'm asking for clarification. Are we talking about 30% in cumulative calculations of President Bureau administration in the executive positions? Or are we talking about just a set of appointees coming to parliament, talking about 30%? So I know from documents that we are talking about 30% minimum, 30% of women in the executive position appointed by the president. I rest my case. I'm waiting for clarification.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, for management of time, I was expecting that the leader will wait for his round up. He has an opportunity to respond do the exam when he is rounding up. But for the respect I have for him, I will answer your questions. I will give the clarification. And this is my clarification. For me, and we on this side, we are jealous for the women for any appointment at any given time before this house. We are jealous for them. We are jealous for the women for any appointment before this house. Any single appointment, we are jealous for the women. We are jealous for the 30% that we have passed in this way under the GIWI Act. And right now the GIWI Act is crying foul. If you ask the GIWI Act right now, for this particular appointment, GIWI Act is saying foul. It is not correct. Mr. Speaker, on the happy notes, on my happy notes, based on your direction, I will not speak on individuals, except one person, the rest on issues. And for that one person, maybe only 1 or 2 sentences, because of your direction. And that is Umaro Napoleon Kuruma. Just 1 or 2 sentences. Umaro Napoleon Kuruma is blood of my blood and flesh of my flesh. Do I need to say more? That speaks a lot. He is blood of my blood and flesh of my flesh. We have the same family tree and even the same branch of that tree. Do I need to say more? I think just one more. Just one more on this note. To say thank you to His Excellency the President for considering blood of my blood and flesh of my flesh to be a cabinet minister for the first time. In this world, God's time is the best. Accept this time, my brother. It is God's time for you. God's time is the best. You have a lot of challenges in the labor ministry. You have a lot of challenges. Based on our Employment Act, the Act is jealous of local content. But as we speak now, most companies operating in this country are run by foreigners. Positions given to foreigners that can be done by indigenous foreigners, it will shock you, sir, that they are working in this country, they don't have work permits. They don't even have landing permits. But they are working in this country. They are exploiting our land. It is one of your challenges. You have so many challenges. But I will go to the other issues. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I feel a burden in my heart right now for mine sector. A burning heart, my heart is burning for the mine sector. And the man before us now is a deputy. Yes, I know what deputies are in our ministries, departments, and agencies. But I will to underrate this particular deputy based on his profile. I know he can do much. Mr. Deputy Minister, if approved, the mine sector from Adam and Eve to date, our minerals have been taken out of this country with the SO2 raw dirty. No value addition, nothing. Iron ore is taken from this country raw. In other countries, you do value addition. That will create job. You manufacture iron, and then you put it in weights. They put them in weights.
I like what you're saying, but you imagine that you have 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, all my members, these are very key important issues.
That is why I'm giving you 1 minute.
All right, I will round up my 1 minute on the Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance, NRA, all together. We need you to succeed. And one way for you to succeed is that revenue must exceed expenditure. When revenue exceeds expenditure, you are bound to succeed. NRA is for revenue. And then you are supervising NRA. Ensure you digitalize revenue collection. I told you during the interview. Digitalize revenue collection. And secondly, I have very little time. The agreement we have approved here for establishment of a new harbour. You have no option, Mr. Minister. It's just to inform you now that Parliament has ratified that agreement. And that establishment, the harbour is now, the construction now, and the work is ongoing. And for your information, with your leave, Mr. Speaker, from this point, during this recess, the entire leadership, together with the works minister, the works chairman, and the works committee, and possibly with Mr. Speaker himself, we intend to do an oversight on that harbour at Kent. It is our baby. It is being run by a local content individual, and we believe we need to support it. When we have more harbour, I think it will generate more revenue, Mr. Speaker.
And
on that note, I will ask a question. I will leave with a question to Mr. Minister and the NRA. That why do we have congested harbour to an extent that we have even created another harbour on dry land? More congested harbour, but no money, less money. Why? What is wrong? The harbour, the congestion of the harbour is not commensurate to the money that government is getting, and then we are losing. I will leave with that question. Why? Please address that issue. Address that issue. Otherwise, the leakages will continue to be open, and then government will lose. And we on this side, we want government to succeed. When government succeeds, Sierra Leone succeed. Thank you very much, and God bless.
I want to thank the honorable member. I give the floor to the honorable Kekuma.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable member, today is a very good day in the history of Sierra Leone Parliament. We are about to approve
reputable people that we expect them to help the economy to grow. This is about economy. We are talking about our economy today. But Mr. Speaker, I don't want to commit political suicide. Before I talk about any other person here, there are two people I want to zoom in first. That is the right Dr. Prince Alex Harding and Nabulo. Mr. Speaker, this one I got for the SO2. I got for the top more of Creole and this particular one. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, in 2012, when Mother Bio came, he wanted to lead the SMPP. You had a lot of people that scared away. They oppose him. They say he's a Coco Macha. They call him by different names. I was a constituency chairman in Bo. When monologue comes on Saturday, if they decide to talk about Mother Bio today, they will molest him to the least. Mr. Speaker, honorable member. One Saturday, I was listening to monologue when Dr. Prince Harding was hosted on monologue. That was the day I summed up courage that we have to come together to continue to do. Dr. Alex Prince Harding was interviewed. He told the monologue, he said, SO2, anybody if you say popular pass Mother Bio, let them go begin work, let them go begin work na up go take Eastern Police. Who are the people that they applaud more, then you go know who that popular person come be. They say, hey, you know deputy chairman. He say deputy chairman, we know they make you.
I will not allow you to stand on SO2 endlessly.
All right, no problem. So that tells you if we are in power today, SFP is in power today, led by President Vio, Dr. Prince Harding, even if you don't like him, he played a pivotal role for SFP. I never come to Napoleon Kuruma. I am older than Napoleon Kuruma, but I refer to him as my political mentor. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, when I went for Simbo in 2018, these two gentlemen, when it was time for them to award Simbo, they locked themselves in a room. They did not listen to anybody. And they stood their ground. No, came to regard Simbo, he's a performer. And my name was written on the bowl list. My younger brother is here, who happens to be the district chairman for SLPP today, Inoa. Everybody knows he's the lieutenant of Napoleon Kuruma. And Napoleon, had a photo shot of the list and sent it to Inoa. Inoa forwarded it to me. Out of anxiety, I sent it to social media. They were embarrassed, I embarrassed them. But it was all over phone. The next day, they called me and congratulated me. Mr. Speaker, 2023 again, when they were awarding Simbo, President discussed with Dr. Prince Harding, how you see Kemzo? He said, Kemzo is not my best man, but he's a performer. Let us don't waste time to give him Simbo. So I want to thank you very much for your efforts for supporting SFP to be in power today. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, somebody spoke about a very important person, the former commissioner of NRA. The former commissioner of NRA, I'm he for she. I hate intimidating women, especially in public. She performed in that sector. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, one of the reasons, in 2023, the revenue base of NRA was 7.064 billion euros. But because of the reform she introduced in that sector, the revenue in 2025 raised up to 18 billion and more. There are lots of other things, but I have limited time because I'm coming to talk more about the economy. That's my area. So that is a woman of note. Now she is going to perform, she is going to the diplomatic world. She is going to represent us in the diplomatic world. We wish you well. I know she will excel there. Of course, my constituent, one of my constituents, former 088, is going as Deputy Minister of Energy. That is a dangerous ground, I must tell you. The energy sector is a dangerous ground. You have to stand your ground. You will have the support from Parliament. The chairman is here, the no-nonsense chairman. You will have every support for you to succeed in that sector. There are a lot of information we'll give you, and thank God there is a very sensible man you are coming to.
Chairman Finance, I've been told your time is up. I'll give you 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, now let me zoom in the Minister of Finance Designate and the Commissioner General Designate. Commissioner, Minister, the last budget that was brought in this well, the Minister, the outgoing Minister, Phantom Madi Bangura, a very hard-working man. It's all over social media. During that budget debate, I said it. I said in the beyond government, Phantom Madi is the strongest man because he was able to bring the inflation Who is more powerful than Cantabari? I said that. Now, in the supplementary budget, SO2, the inflation will begin stagger. We are 14 and above%. Minister, you have to work to make sure you bring it down again. Bring it down for us. We'll give you every support. Commissioner General, when I was made chairman, we wrote to NRA to give us list of those that are in tax area as of December 31st, 2025. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, it will surprise you to know the figure that was sent to us, the list, when it was calculated, it was 575,631 million leons. That was in area as December 31st, 2025. We call most of these taxpayers. We held meeting with them and they were given specific instruction to go and pay that money. But what surprised me the most, and what demotivated the committee, we told NRA, all those that we have given instruction, give us feedback how many people have paid, so we will know how much Parliament has contributed in revenue mobilization. Mr. Speaker, honorable, as I speak to you, not a single report has been sent to this committee. Not a single report. As somebody said, Geneva was in charge, but she delegated responsibility. The other day she told me, honorable, if I want to do everything, people will say I want to grab everything. But there were other people that were working. Somebody said, you have a commissioner. Director, a commissioner general, for your information. When the revised target was given to NRA, NRA was supposed to give us 11.144 billion euros for the first half of 26. They were not able to actualize that one. What they provided for the government was 10.327 billion. So there was a shortfall of 860 million. That shortfall, we don't want it again, Mr. Commissioner. We don't want that shortfall again. So you know it all. Go and work as serious with your people. Parliament is ready to support you. Parliament is ready to support you. Mr. Speaker, before I take my seat, there is one sensitive one here again. And you are aware of this one. Mr. Speaker, the other day, I went to the key. I went there. My people slept there because I was stuck in traffic. Honorable. Just 1 minute, sir, please. I was stuck in traffic. Mr. Speaker, we had an agreement here for the establishment of another port. What are we waiting for goodness sake? We want the economy to expand, we want the economy to grow, and we still want to use that small port. We have a project at Kent. Mr. Speaker, I want to recommend to this honorable house that a committee to be established. We go down to the port there, we see the original port, and let us also go to Kent. Let us do assessment. Let us encourage government to do everything humanly possible to have an established port there again. Let that congestion stop. Otherwise, I have work to be done there. I'm not going there because if I go there, I have to ride from Okada to my house. I don't want that to happen. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable member, Mr. Minister of Finance designate, I want to plead with you. We have government-owned schools in this country. 100% government-owned. One of such schools have been neglected. And that is the school I went to. I was the government secondary school is dilapidated. It does not resemble a government secondary school. It does not resemble a government secondary school. That is an asset of the government. Why do we want to forsake it? Why do we want to forsake it? On that note, government secondary school Koema. Very interesting. Minister, pay attention to that school. Somebody is asking me what have I done. It's ridiculous. Mr. Speaker, maybe the last one I will tell you. You know, since we came here in 2018, just 1 second, just 5 seconds. Please, Mr. Speaker, just 30 seconds. Since we came in 2018, there is something I'm very passionate about. Minister of Finance designate, we passed a law in this world, what we call repatriation, that the proceeds of all exported agricultural products, 30% of that should be returned to Sierra Leone. The money belongs to the business people, but we want the commercial banks to have forex. So forex should be in circulation. We will not short of forex. There is certain shortage of forex. That is why the exchange rate wants to go up. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, if I happen to come back as chairman, I am going to put my foot down to make sure all repatriation, those are supposed to repatriate accordingly. On that note, on that note, Mr. Speaker, no, I want to complete my work. Repatriation, we want to enter repatriation. We cannot pass laws in this world and the laws are not implemented. You know, it's like we are rubber stamping. So I'm going to follow up on that repatriation. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, on that note, I want to say thank you. And of course, we have our brother again going to the Ministry of Energy, Ministry of Mines, Mr. Fofana. He's very seriously. He is one of my constituents. I have two constituents here. Two. The one that's Deputy Minister of Energy, the other one that's Deputy Minister of Mines. They are my direct constituents. So on that note, Mr. Speaker, I know we are not going to waste time here today. For the fact that I have said certain things for the public consumption, I will stop here so far and thank you for giving me the opportunity to have a bite of this debate.
Before I give the floor to the honorable Aeon, I will recognize Mr. Timothy Bio, Commissioner of Customs. Also recognize Mr. Kontoka, Minister of Communication, Mr. Joseph Kulu, former regional chairman, Southwest NPP, and Mr. Fobi Kone, the Executive Director for the National Public Procurement Authority. The Honorable Aeon is the last speaker, unfortunately. I will appeal to members who tried as much as possible to draw attention. I will appeal to you to be patient. I have said it, I will not repeat it. Your time will come when it happens. Unfortunately, today I'm going to do all the cutting. The Honorable Aeon is going to be my last speaker, and then I will appeal to the two leaders to be as brief as possible, because our people are outside, they want to celebrate with the nominees, and particularly so, even myself, I want to go outside and dance for tomorrow.
Mr. Speaker, the outside. Mr. Speaker, the outside. And so for the member, you want to continue speaker.
Honorable member, I remind you of ESO 42.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker of this House and Deputy Chairman of the two-man-led committee on early warning. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, let me thank the President, His Excellency Dr. Julius Madabio, for exercising his powers vested on him pursuant to Section 53 and 62 of the Constitution of Sierra Leone. Indeed, like many other speakers, we are privileged to have very fine nominees. And looking at the way the House is today, it tells us the importance of the various sectors they are going to occupy. I'm not sure if there has ever been a ratification where Parliament has been this full. That underscores the importance of their institutions. Mr. Speaker, they say charity begins at home. If my memory can serve me well, I think the person I'm about to start with is the first Kuroma to be appointed as minister in this government. Actually, the one that are now holding current portfolios. I know all Kuromas came from one place. All of us, whether you are Demne, whether you are Dimba, we all come from somewhere around the Nichigom and so. And so therefore, that is why I want to thank the President for considering our brother, Mr. Napoleon. You know, each time a party executive person is appointed, all of us as politicians should be happy. Because if you are MP, if you are a minister, if you are a president, you are because of these people. It could be either way, it could be from the APC or any other. And so therefore, we do not have any reason to support against a party executive who has toiled with this party and ensure that this party recorded victory, and then when this party comes, it's not given the required benefits. But when he's given the privilege, I think it behoves all of us to make sure that we accord the needed appreciation to the President. In terms of his performance, you know he can perform. He's been news president, you know his records. He's been deputy minister, and above all, he's leaving the deputy era with a legacy of loyalty. In all of the ministries he has served as deputy, we have not heard of any complaints from his substantive ministers to have been undermining in the execution of his responsibility as deputy minister. And I think this should be a call for other deputies. Mr. Speaker, honourable members, I want to quickly talk on NRA, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honourable members, much has been said about the outgoing Commissioner General. I want to thank her very much that she vindicated my thoughts when I said that when you want things to be said and done, try a woman. And indeed, when she was tried and given the opportunity, ably assisted by a deputy, of course, the second form and first lady of the SAPP, they did extremely well to make sure that they updated womanhood. I want to thank her for her tremendous work where she served as Commissioner General in that sector. The records are clear that before she took over office, the revenue was around 10.1 billion in 2020. Just in 2025, it rose up to 18.something billion. That is something we have to record to our testament. And of course, she is also pointed it before our reassignment, the president or the head of the women in taxation in Africa. That is something that has brought Lauren in Israel. Mr. Speaker, members, I think we should be comforted with the person that is going to occupy that office now. Because from what has been said about him, it is clear that he knows everything about that institution. And so we are therefore, I want to thank the president for identifying not only a person, but someone who knows everything about NRA, who has no reason not to perform, who has no reason not to meet the target NRA set annually. Again, one thing that I want to remind him of, when the honorable leader from Gambia was speaking, he did say that the proposed commissioner is a victim of marginalization. I want to urge him to use that as a strength. President Bio didn't appoint you to go and revenge. He appointed you to go to NRA and effect the change. Mr. Speaker of members, the best revenge, Mr. Speaker, the best revenge which I know, it's not for you to become bitter, Mr. Speaker, but it's for you to become better and not bitter. So urge you that when you go to NRA, your team should be the NRA staff. The time you take to build your team will be minus to the time you take to show your deliveries. The delivery that President Bio is expected of you to show. So when you go, make sure that you consolidate the team, build a team that will boost the generate the needed revenue government still needs to progress. And so therefore, Mr. Speaker, the Minister of Finance, of course, they are so much related. You cannot have a Minister of Finance without NRA. But one thing added to all what has been said about the outgoing minister, it goes without saying, it has been manifested across the aisle, that we are pleased that Mr. Fantamadi was one of the best ministers of finance to have served this nation. It is rare for someone to meet inflation at over 15% within 2 years. He brought that to a single digit. I think that one is something towering. He's taking to his new assignment. But Mr. Speaker, added to all his laurels or his accolades, Mr. Speaker, we should be comforted again with the person that is going to occupy that office. When I look at his background, him being coming from the military, Mr. Speaker, we know what military men stand for. They stand for discipline, Mr. Speaker. They stand for efficiency, Mr. Speaker. And I know, Mr. Speaker, the proposed Minister of Finance is going to bring discipline into that sector. Discipline in the sense we have challenges that MDs are facing. Most of them are going, most times throughout the year, without a resource being allocated to them. And that is an area you have to show discipline as well, because discipline is part of allocating adequate resources to enable these ministries to be able to perform efficiently. Mr. Speaker, honourable members, I want to make a submission that as we speak, Mr. Speaker, our reserve is being depleted. And what Ghana did, which I think this setup, we have the Ministry of Finance, the NRA, and the proposed Deputy Minister of Mines, they have something to do here. what Ghana did when it took over government was to make sure that they have what you call gold reserve for gold. In other words, they use their reserve to make sure that they promote and they buy gold and sell them on behalf of the nation. We have resources in this nation. Nothing is stopping you to use our reserve to even export fund on behalf of these mineral companies that are in Sierra Leone. With just 1 year, Ghana generated over $5 billion in just that particular process. We can do it. And so therefore, Mr. Speaker, members, I want to lastly urge that the man, of course, who of course happens to be the ex-vice chairman of the SFPP, is an household name. Mr. Bullet, who is commonly called Dr. Pitadin. I often ask whether is God still has bullets. Well, I was told that he has bullets, even though they are our bullets now. But yes, they are bullets. I know he's going to perform because under his watch, we saw Sierra Leone Commercial Bank and of course, local commercial bank recorded profit and they are now paying dividend. Of course, we have seen Port Authority, they are also paying dividend. So I want to call on your good conscience to also pay attention to some other outfits of government. NRA cannot perform when it keeps to outsource the area they should be able to generate revenue. And that is the irony we are expressing now. Most of the areas NRA is supposed to generate revenue have been outsourced for other people. On that note, Mr. Speaker, members, I want to again learn to say we have exhausted our revenue scope. Every year in, year out, we have just putting pressure on the existing taxpayers. It's about time we expand our scope. We need to expand our tax base. And one of the ways we can expand our tax base, Mr. Speaker, we all know that we have the potential to become a regional hub in terms of import and export. Guinea is not doing their importation and exportation in Sierra Leone. That is a competitive advantage to have. And so therefore, Mr. Speaker, it is proven that Mali, it is shorter for them to do shipments to Sierra Leone than even shipping through Guinea and other countries. That's the competitive advantage. And so therefore, the investment that government has entered into with Gentle Group is something worthwhile. It's just a matter of government to fulfill its social commitment. If you do that, Mr. Speaker, it will be something that will increase government revenue, and of course, will also make sure that government gets more than just what is necessary. On that note, Mr. Speaker, I want to again thank the President, and of course say all of the nominees that have been appointed are ably qualified. But lastly, note that whether you are SFP or APC, the positions you now hold are not just APC positions or SFP positions. Those positions are Sierra Leonean positions. Go there and work for the people of Sierra Leone. Today we are APC. We are saying good things about people who are perceived to be SFP because we know they serve Sierra Leone. If you do just like they did, we could as well even do better like we are doing now for them. Please go and represent Sierra Leone, open your doors and work for the interests of Sierra Leone because that is the reason why President Yu has appointed to this office. I want to thank all of you and I want to urge this out to quickly consider the activation of this fine nominees with alacrity. Thank you very much.
I want to thank the honorary member from Chikorili. I will still continue my appeal. The two leaders try to be as brief as possible so that to join our people and the nominees will be able to celebrate with the people that have accompanied them to this parliament so that they can also go home and enjoy and begin to think of the responsibility they have before them. So I give the floor to the honorable leader of the opposition.
Mr. Speaker, your plea is noted. Mostly my responsibilities make very simple when you have work leaders who are very much effective, who handle the topic at ease. I have carefully listened to all those who have debated before me, and there is the fact that there is nothing I am to say that have not been said. I am going to take you on another drive to a new horizon of experience, and I promise, Mr. Speaker, that I will not be too long. In fact, of all the appointments, I am just going to talk on one, just on one, Mr. Speaker. And this all boils down to your appeal. I ain't denying the bench. I have seen that a good number of Salvadorians have been appointed. And one thing I believe is that when you have appointments, look at the people, look at their competence, look at their qualification, and if you have interacted with them, look at how they have comported themselves when they had the opportunity to perform. And today, I have had first-hand experience with most of those who are appointed to various offices. I'll begin with the proposed Minister of Employment, Labour and Social Security, Mr. Napoleon Koroma Esquire. I have known him for several years. Before my shadows even darken the walls of Parliamentary College, I have known him. And he has been exemplary. You see, education has to be backed up with your comportment. There are people who are educated, they are qualified, but because of their comportment, they don't perform well in offices that they are appointed. But when you have a perfect blend of comportment and prerequisite qualification, then you have the best of appointee. That is what he has shown. Mr. Speaker, I can vouch, he is a man who would never discriminate you because of the region you come from. He will never discriminate you because of the political party you belong to. He is a man who likes Sierra Leone. And when we have the opportunity, I've always said it is considered a criminal offense for somebody to discover water in the desert and be quiet about it. He is a water in the political desert of Sierra Leone. Times are very difficult to come by. Very difficult to come by. Mr. Speaker, I'm from the north, but local. I went to Fuabi College. I was admitted. Mr. Napoleon Koroma supported me regardless of my political affinity, regardless of my region. And at the end of the day, I led the studentship of Fuabi College through his support. He never asked me. He never asked me of my tribe. He was not interested. He was not interested. And he supported me fully. That is why I always say Sierra Leone is a small country. At the time, I was sharing the same political orientation at college with Umo Napoleon Koroma. I was sharing a diverse political opinion with Honorable AKK. He was in another camp. I fought with him whilst we were in college. I campaigned against him whilst we were in college. They ran after us whilst we were in college. By then, I would be in a meeting with Umo Napoleon Koroma, strategizing as to how we would defeat him. And today it's the other way around. It's the other way around. Now I am seated with Honorable AKK, planning as to how we will defeat Umo Napoleon Koroma. This is how unique Sierra Leone should be. So there are times when SFPP does some things that are replica of what we did while we were in Fomeko. I will call him. Say, but this now tactics tembo, when they beat you at back by this year, we said they go strategize. SO2. But that is the beauty. And let me tell you why.
We did not share the same political orientation for no good reason. We shared it because God was preparing us for a time like this, when we would pretend over the politics of this nation, so that we bridge the gap, so that we'll be able to communicate, so that if there is problem in APC, you'll be able to call me and ask me what is going on. If there is problem between APC and SFPP, I should be able to reach him and ask him what is going on. And if this ecumenical fellowship had existed, Sir Leon would have been an effort on planet Earth. Would have been an effort on planet Earth. I will tell you, I will never be a party to any group that is planning evil against him. I'll call him to tell him, because we share a very strong bond. We share a very strong bond. So there are times we ask ourselves, why do we fight ourselves? Why do we fight ourselves? Why do we fight ourselves? We've come a long way. We've come a long way. So let us don't allow political divisions to take hold. There are some people that will never talk to you because you are APC. There are some people that will never talk to you because you are SLPP. As a country as small as Sierra Leone, we should be able to go beyond this. We should unite this country. This country belongs to all of us. If Sierra Leone fails, all of us are failures. If Sierra Leone grows, all of us will grow. Because show me your country, I will tell you who we are. For those of us who are in international parliament, sub-regional parliament, we do comparative analysis between MPs from Togo, MPs from Cote d'Ivoire, MPs from Liberia, MPs from Ghana. We assess our country, and none of us would want our country to be the last on the list. We don't agree, because this is our country, regardless of who is in power, who is in office. This is our country. And we've seen on several occasions that no political party lasts forever. You come and you go, you come and you go, but Sierra Leone remains. That is why whatever decision we make, Sierra Leone should be at the center. Sierra Leone should be at the center. Nobody should serve this nation and bow your head when you see your colleague after your service. So to me, I am very comforted that he's been appointed to this position. In fact, due to his educational background and due to his composure, due to his exposure, due to the sacrifices he has made, I was expecting this appointment long ago, or a more senior appointment long ago. But it's one person who has shown resilience. I'm away get my no. Mr. Speaker, you get my no. I remember when the Chief Electoral Commissioner had not announced the result.
Let me tell you, if you are a chief initiator in the BISU, you must be a man with very strong.
But Sawa is a plain clothes coming.
Mr. Speaker, please you talk about initiation.
He's not, he's talking about civilization. Who is a beast?
What's a beast? He's not talking about something the beast.
He's a plain clothes coming. He's a coming that never was. He ran away. Yes, as I was saying, before the 2018 announcement of results, Omo Napoleon Nkrumah led a team who went public to announce that there is a planned coup. For you to have that temerity, for you to have that empathy, for you to have that unhesitating ability, you must be somebody who is prepared to sacrifice your life. And he did. He did. So I hold him to a very high esteem. For those of you who don't know, we are all for different political parties. But it doesn't mean that everybody in APC is bad. It doesn't mean that everybody in SFPP is bad. There are good people over there, there are good people over here. But there are times our quietness, really good people, our quietness encourages the bad people to outshine us. To outshine us. When there are good people, they will not hear that, hey, Bologo arrest, Bologo fetiana, Bologo. They will say no. This is now we continue. And that is why God is adding the voices of those who are the good people. let us continue to ensure that the peace and stability of this country becomes our responsibility. It should become our responsibility. Remember, recently we disagreed with government. We disagreed with the bench over there, but we did not fight. Nobody threw stone. Nobody used abusive language. Nobody engaged in fist. We did it peacefully and very democratically.
Welcome back.
Thank you, sir. We did not go anywhere. But that is the spirit. That is how it should be. That is how it should be. So if there are problems, we should be able to reach out to ourselves. We should be able to reach out to ourselves. So for his appointment, I know there will be sanity in the Ministry of Labour. We have a good number of Sierra Leoneans who have been mistreated by foreign employees, who are foreign employers, who are taking undue advantage. You have to look into that very seriously. Secondly, I will go to the appointment of Dr. Prince Adi. The bullet. I have always said there should be a special place in the book of history for those people who have served this nation, regardless of their political orientation. Regardless of their political orientation, we should always respect them. There are times when the speaker presiding here should be very close to his wife and family, but because of official responsibility, he would have to travel out of this country. That is some of the sacrifices he is making in his office. So I have not seen anybody who has served this nation that has not made sacrifice. There is nobody, no minister. They have all made their own sacrifice. But what is most demeaning is that somebody who has sacrificed for this nation, you decide to pay him back with either bad words, or you decide to pay him back with nomenclature that does not befit somebody who has sacrificed for Sierra Leone. We should respect them. That is why when he faced the committee, I told the committee that there is no need for us to interview him because we've seen his handwork. He is not a new appointee in Sierra Leone. He has served this nation. Regardless of the fact that he was a chairman of a political party, he has served this nation. So we should recognize that. There should be a special place in the history of Sierra Leone for all those who have served this nation. That is how now so country they get blessing. When person don't serve this nation, they praise her. But when person don't serve the curse her, hey, it will affect the country as a whole. Let us begin to respect our political leaders. That is why I have always respected him. And I think he will perform in this very responsibility. I'm sure, I'm totally confident that he will perform in this very responsibility. He will perform because he has seen it all. He has served Sierra Leone. And these are the people that nobody should hesitate to give bigger responsibilities. And let me tell you one secret. Most of you are the supporters. You will fight APC, you fight SNDP. You will engage in fist, you will engage in abusive languages. But I bet you will never see Dr. Prince Adi fighting Ambassador Yansane. No, they talk. They are friends. They talk. And the same for Chairman Batilo. He is a friend to our chairman. They talk, they discuss. He said when he came here, he was wearing SNPP cap, and our chairman told him, but this is not SNPP, they pull this cap, Lord goes to down the law. They work together, they talk, they discuss, they call themselves. Then why are you fighting each other then? Why are you fighting each other? Why are you fighting each other? You don't ever hear he say, SO2, Mr. Speaker, Chairman Batilo come on and he was take over there, then go to Payans and then he go stone there. You know, they ever happen. When stone they happen, and they call themselves, but say, but then no, let them stop. And they said, no, say, but then no, let them stop. They talk. And that is the ecumenical fellowship we want to exist in this country. We want to see it exist in this country. There are some people who are in SLPP that will never near you once you are a figurehead APC person. Once they are among their colleagues, they will not even call your name. They will pretend as if they don't know you. Then when they see you now, we should stop that. We should stop that. Salon is a small country. It's a small country. We should be able to build this country. I want to see a country where even when government changes, there are some appointees that the government come in will see and say, no, boy, you know, serve, you are good. You are good in this office. But instead, we'll sacrifice the appointees, even with their professional background. We'll sacrifice because they did not wear our t-shirt, they did not dance with us, they did not campaign with us, and find somebody who dance with us, who campaign with, even if the person is ineffective, and we want our appointee to go. How will that happen? How will that happen? How will that happen? So we should cross the boundary. This is Sierra Leone, one of the smallest countries in the globe. Why should we have problems in solving our own problems? We should not. So you, sir, I have noticed that, in fact, the whip of the opposition spent considerable time talking about privatization of state-owned enterprises. I have noticed that over the time, as a country, we are not making use of our state-owned enterprises. I'll give you a typical example. Now, let me draw an example to South Coast. Yeah? South Coast now is not even a household name. But you will see at the end of the day, one investor will come and say, I'll invest $5 million in South Coast, I'll transform South Coast, and will come with the agreement here, give the investor free duty waiver, and at the end of the day, they begin to make money in South Coast. Now let me uncover some of the goodies that should be in South Coast if your leadership decides to transform South Coast. Firstly, there should be digital transformation in South Coast. There should be tracking number. For example, when I import my things from China, they give me the tracking number. And with that tracking number, wherever my goods are, I'll know. Because I have the tracking number. What is South doing to ensure that they develop a tracking number so that when somebody gives them something to go to Kenima, the person will know that, hey, my bag is in Moamba, my bag is in Botloko, my bag is in Gambia. And now we have so many online businesses. In fact, there are times I don't even go to shops. I look at Facebook and call them. They all struggle to have delivery people. So if somebody is in Bo and is buying something online and the person is in Freetown, South Coast should be the intermediary to deliver these things. So digital transformation is very critical. Very, very critical. Let us not wait for an investor to come and invest in South Coast and at the end of the day they begin to make money out of us. Money that should go to the consolidated revenue. So that is one thing that South Coast should try to, by all means, to implement. These online businesses are very, very, very much active as far as now is concerned. And also, there should be e-commerce and delivery service. I told somebody that if I am buying here, South Coast should be the #1 agent that should ensure that we get it elsewhere. In fact, all the e-businesses should have connected to South Coast to ensure that their goods are delivered on time and with the requisite speed. But now nobody talks about South Coast. When an institution is with government, there is highly likelihood for that institution not to be productive. But when you privatize the institution, in the twinkle of an eye, you will see changes in the institution.
The honor believe that it is 2 minutes to 2.
Yes, I know, sir. I'm not with them, sir. You will see changes. So we should be innovative. I told this house the last time I debated there
that I went to Nigeria. Nigeria is even trying to discourage cash movement. In fact, when you change your dollar, if you need cash, they will pay you less. But if you need mobile money, they will pay you more. Because whatever you buy is through mobile money. Through mobile money. They don't need cash. Yes, POS. They are making Nigeria cashless. But what are we doing as a nation? We are far back. So we should be innovative. We should try to transform. You know, so at the end of the day, we are on top. I'll go to the next person, Mr. Abu M. Kane, proposed Commission General of NIA. Of course, you've listened to the sentiments and confidence reposed.
Mr. Leader, I don't know whether I heard you clearly at the start of your debate. You are only going to zero in on
yes, one. That is what I've debated. But I'm not.
He meant
one. That's what I will debate. I will not debate the others. Yes, Mr. Abu Kane. Like others have said, sir, you have to firstly create a conducive working environment. Let me tell you, if NIA succeeds, the accolade will go to you first before any other person. If NIA doesn't succeed, then you will blame yourself. Everybody will blame you. They will think you are not effective. So if you want NIA to succeed, there are gives and take. There are people who have offended you. There are people who have formed cabal. There are people who have formed different groups. Make sure that you demolish those groups. Bring every staff together. Unite the staff so that they will all be productive for the sake of the country. Unite them. They are all Sierra-Leoneans. Unite them. So that at the end of the day, no staff will be afraid that, hey, I'll be sacked, I'll be kicked out of office, I'll be this. In fact, when a staff knows that your existence is insecurity to his or her job, they will undermine you. And that is why people fail. I don't want you to fail. I want you to succeed. This is our country. This is the only country we have. If Sierra Leone fails, all of us have failed. I've said it. Governance doesn't mean the executive arm. The legislative arm is part of governance. In fact, all of us are government officials. So if government fails, it is not only the government that has failed, even us who are making laws, we failed. So the duty lies on you. There was a perfect relationship between the former boss here and Parliament. I want you to work on that relationship. I see you. I'm very confident. I'm comforted by your disposition. I know you will succeed. But please take our advice. Work on them. Ego is one thing that destroys people who lead in various institutions. Ego destroys them. I go now to the Minister of Finance. I've just lost
Mr. Speaker.
Minister of Finance.
It's still one. It's one and a half now. Yes,
one and a half. Capital one, small one. That is how our maid was teaching our children. Capital one, small one. Capital two, small two. Until we told the maid that, hey, come on now. Yes. So to the Minister of Finance, we had a fantastic relationship with the previous Minister of Finance. We, as opposition, will not just condemn, will not just oppose. We have run government at one point in time, and we know how difficult it was. So we know running the state is very, very difficult. It's an Herculean responsibility. But I have interacted with you, few times, especially when you come for your vetting. I know you will succeed. I know you will succeed. And you listen carefully when my deputy was debating. My deputy to Honorable Aaron Aruna Broma.
He was very boisterous about the Koromas.
Performance.
Said the Koromas are performers. But I know the Cowboys, just as they lead the Koroma alphabetically, they are better performers than the Koromas. They are better performers than the Koromas. So I wish you well, sir. I wish you well in your office. This parliament is not here to derail your progress. This parliament will work with you to ensure that Sierra Leone succeeds. And if Sierra Leone succeeds, our children will smile at us. But if Sierra Leone fails, it will affect our children. And our children, the school level, they don't ask them for their political party. When they go to the market, they don't ask them for their political party. When they take transport, they don't ask them for their political. They are all subjected under the same economic conditions if they are bad. So they are incoming. We will support you. And we want you to succeed. My colleagues here have reiterated the need for the port in Kent. I would not want to go there again. Because when Aaron, Daniel, AKK, Zainab, when they handle the topic effectively, the leader has nothing to say because of their proficiency and professionalism in handling parliamentary debates. So I leave that to them. But you have to pay attention to that part. The conditions now we are hearing about the key is very appalling. Contention, there are even no road for vehicle. There has been a dry port that has been established, and up to now we are having problems with it. So I wish you well. I pray that you succeed in that office. I pray that you succeed in that office. I'll go to my brother, please move. Please move. People. Thank you, boss. Like Honorable, Napoleon Koma, I've known people for several years. In fact, before I left for the college student union, my first responsibility was to contest at Mitimagai, where I supported him. He is one of the people who campaigned for me. He danced for me as governor. I won the elections. So he come across. Yes, I won several elections in my lifetime. So even for the member of parliament, we were seven. I was the smallest and youngest, but the most bravest. At the end of the day, I won again. Yes. So like I said, he has been a brother. And let me tell you the essence of this fraternity or this political cleavage in university. It is not only meant to win elections in college. It is meant also to carefully study the behavior of colleagues while you are in the university. Carefully study them so that when they appear before you at a critical time like this, you'll be able to give a correct analogy as to how they would be at the end of the day. As we sit here, there is somebody, Mr. Indoa, BT. Are you here, sir? Stand up, sir. Thank you, sir. Sit down. Yes. You know why I call him? Once I was president for the college student union, he was my minister of sports. So today, when he was appointed as a real minister of state, I begin to imagine that one day I will appoint him again as a minister of state. Yes, I will appoint him again. But you understand, during those days, we were brothers. We worked harmoniously. You will see how synthesized, serene, and careful Sierra Leoneans, because we were from different regions. We were from different districts. We converged at the top of the mountain. And Fobe College is strategically positioned at the hill, so that our responsibility was to come and look down and ask our people if they were okay. If they were not okay, we intervene to ensure that they are okay. So we work harmoniously. That is why even now, nobody will use him against me. And nobody will use me against him. Because we work together. We have that kind of relationship together. And that is what will exist for lifetime.
If any politician is sensible enough, you will know that you should create a platform so that when you go to Kotoko, you have somebody to call there and say, hey, Padi Adena is gone. When you go to Falaba, you have somebody to call there. When you go to Bo, you have somebody to call there. Like I normally call Mother Levi when I go to Bo. He's my host. I will sleep in his house. I am confident, I am comforted by his hospitality, regardless of the political lineage. Sierra Leone is a small country. Let us come together, let's develop this country. Time is against us. Other countries are far away, far away. Travel to other African countries, you see the level of development. Whilst we are here fighting ourselves, whilst we are here troubling ourselves, majoring on the minor, other countries are developing. So this is the trajectory I want us to take as a nation. Mr. Speaker, without much ado, I just want to commend them, Mr. Sati Mohamed Kane, Professor Jibila Faguddin, Miss Safura Bintu Rogers, Mr. Fode Musa Fofana, and my own number one person, Mrs. Geneva J. Bangura. You've been a fantastic person now. You've been very soft spoken, and you've been how would I say? I am lost of words. But she's been a performer. So like I said, I wish all of them well. I pray that they succeed. I pray that Sierra Leone grow from where we are to where our kids will be very proud of us. Let us have a country in which none of us will begin to think to take our children out of this country for education. Let us educate them here. Let us make Sierra Leone. Let us stop the bickering, the fighting. These are all not necessary. We are going. It's not necessary. We are going. All of us are going. Even if you are a member of Parliament, you will not be member of Parliament till eternity. We have time limits. We're going. So what can we point at? Is it the enmity we've created? Is it the animosity we've dwelled on? That should not be our case. That should not be our case. But anyways, one interesting thing that happened today, when they saw Mr. Baba 14, people were asking, when will he sign another letter? When will he sign another letter? I thank you, sir. You did a great work, sir. Let's keep it up. Sierra Leone is small. Salon go better if we all unite. I wish you well. I thank you.
For his wonderful submission. We realize that most of his submission hinges on the fact that he was educated by Napoleon at Fabricole. That is what Fabricole does. We change your mentality, and they will think that you are in space. They will tell you the apogee of learning and all of the sort of this. So it's a different place. Let me take this moment to recognize, I told you the backing drum is here today. Let me recognize Paramount Chief Aminu Mansale II, the Paramount Chief of our Afodia Children. Let me recognize His Grace Bishop Benjamin Bangura, Head of Mission, National Pentecostal Mission Sierra Leone. Let me also recognize Mrs. Susan Jawad, Deputy Women's Leader, SNPDN, Florida District. We are coming very close to growing the country, and I'll continue to appeal. But before I give the floor to the leader of government business, I also want to remind our visitors that we have in this chamber is graced today with the presence of the Executive Director of Ali Warning. We don't know Ali Warning is very important to us. We are listening.
So are you giving an
Special advisor.
I am not giving an anybody. I am just massaging that an anybody should be signal. Leader of government business, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, colleagues. On behalf of the Committee on Appointment and Public Service, I want to say thank you very much for supporting the process. We are called by His Excellency the President as enshrined in the 1991 Constitution, Act Number 6, Section 811. Let me use the opportunity to say thank you all for coming. We are on recess when we are called by His Excellency the President, instructing the clerk to call us for these sittings. Because you cannot run the state, as I said, with the two giants in the economic strife of this country. The economy has to run. You have the NRA board proposed, and also the Minister of Finance. You have to make sure the state keeps on running on a very good footing. So I want to thank you very much for adhering to the call of His Excellency the President. Let me join my speaker. We have said so many good things about great men. But what we forgot to register today, we should talk about the support behind the great men. That the women we have. I want to thank Mrs. Anne-Marie Debihadi for adequately, from the age of 20-something, supporting the bullet, polyaromatic hydrocarbon, doctor, and that is what we need to do by recognizing what we discuss at night, what they do for us, and the support they give us all times. We are very grateful to you.
Did you say at night?
They support you, support us at night. Most times you're in the street now discussing. When you go at night, you will see what happens. All the languages you want to hear. That is why. And we also want to see. We talked so much about Napoleon, and we forgot also to talk about his wife. I remember when we kept Napoleon in the office for a very long time. We'll be there writing letters. It's very fast to write letters. Press release is too fast. He's the man I do. As I speak, he speaks. As I speak, he's on the phone. So I want to say thank you and support you. We are here because of these people. They have worked so hard to make sure we are in governance today. And let me climb the ladder. At the apex of the ladder, at the asymptote level, talking about my wife. You see, I'm always standing here talking for 3 hours, and the speaker sitting there and there. So, right now, today I look at his mood. He's not too happy. You know why? Because the mama who is giving the support, she's not around. Well, she's between two places, happy and unhappy. So he came to the very disgruntled. He didn't eat breakfast. I don't know why, but I don't know if it's happy. What I see, he was not happy. But try to manage yourself because the support weapon, this wife is not around. I will extend my love and sincere thanks to her for supporting me in a very difficult job. I remember the day we are presenting on the Constitution. You are dancing. You are singing and dancing. When you went over, I saw you eating a very good food. All the food. Brother Spirit again. For God, to me now, my description is like I'm giving God to hand. Well, I have a caretaker. There's most people describe me that it's a difficult man because sometimes I challenge you in this house. Me alone on one side. I will try very hard. I get my police on the other side and this other side to support my team. So sometimes one day, one honorable member asked me the question. How can your wife handle you at home? How you handle me? I said, I'm a very difficult person to handle by others, but my wife knows how to handle me effectively. And that is anybody. Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, honorable member, as I said, I really appreciate the comment, the description, the adjective today coming from colleagues, especially on the other side of the aisle. And also recognize what the Parliament chief said about the nominees. We are not putting square pegs in one roof. We are trying to move to organize states to make sure that we are functioning in a very democratic manner, irrespective of the innuendos and the aspersions, the brouhaha. These are things that are normally bound to happen in democratic settings. You have to appreciate it. If you don't have people who can challenge you, that's why I patiently listen to my colleague on the other side, the political scripture. Honorable Abdul was giving us political scripture today, and I said to myself, what verse can I turn to understand the political scripture? You know, and he said, this nation has to move on. We have to do this. And I remember, as I said, when I'm always bringing forward progressive laws, that is the way I feel. I feel the spirit of turning this country into a very good space. The reason why I'm always have that good spirit to put a progressive law in front of this chamber, to bring it to the fore, is because of the inspiration when I joined politics, active politics, from His Excellency the President and the generous bullet, Dr. Prince Alex Hadi. May Lord bless you. May Lord bless Mother View. And when we bring out progressive laws, it's for the good of this nation. It's to transform the good, so that when we get the good things happening in terms of democracy, it can erode. From 1969 or 1967, we have had bad politics in this country. So I'm happy when I heard from my colleague on the other side, giving us a clear political scripture to the extent he be quoting some of his citations from the Bible that he used to preach in the church. I start to see that if we can meet somewhere again and say the same type of words, Sierra Leone can be a better place. But it's good for us as a nation. So when my colleague was speaking on the other side, he said today is a little bit not happy. Well, not really happy. Let me use his words. And I stood up and I said, I'll ask for SO 34. And the speaker permitted me to make my point. I wanted to draw your attention to the very fact that we have an Act of Parliament. There is a GIWI Act, the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Act 2022, which was enacted in this House. At that time, I was the leader of government business in the 5th Parliament of the Second Republic. I tabled it and I asked him, I said, are we doing it in part of set, or are we doing it collectively in terms of governance in the cabinet to get 30%? The reason why I refuse not to stand is because I'm going to come and wrap up and react to him using the appropriate sections in the GIWI Act so that people can understand, for the edification of Sierra Leoneans, that we are not talking about 30% in piecemeal. This is not to call piecemeal. We're talking about 30% holistic approach in terms of the executive. So, Mr. Speaker, permit me to read Part 2 of the GIWI Act 2022. I read from my phone. You know, we are now, this parliament is being paperless, so I read from the website. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, permit me to read. And the heading, Part 2, Public Elections and Appointment to Public Office. Section 2 of under that ruling. Side note, public elections. There shall be public elections as stated in subsection 2 of section 58 of Public Elections Act 2022. That section gives the process, how do you go about in getting women to represent 30% of women in elected positions in parliament. That is, and we did that quite deliberately. You use a list system. Every 3 nominees, 1 shall be a woman. Now, the one that is very interesting, and it's not giving a mandatory clause to the president, but because of the executive position in the constitution, the executive powers given to president, we cannot mandate the president to appoint people in such a position of trust in the public offices. So what we did, skillfully playing with words, and which one accepted, we said section 3, and a side note, appointment to positions in public offices. Section 3 of under the same rule, Part 2, Mr. Speaker, in making appointment to cabinet and other government positions, the president may take due consideration of the possibility of appointing women to at least 30%. At least 30%. I did some mathematics in school. But for this moment, it's not a mathematical lecture I'm going to give the Honorable Daniel. He will now go and do the rest. That in the accumulation of the executive position, it should not be doing the calculations for us to get whether at least 30% achieved or not. It is not this set of appointees we have. So for me, we have more than 30%, far more than 30% in position. In fact, not in an inferior position, but a very clear and superior position given to them. So I want to clear that point for the edification of the public. There is a simple mathematical formula. I call it now a political formula. Hearing from my colleague from the scripture, you have given of the greater scripture. He said, for this nation, for us to be together, and he even quoted the way Napoleon Bonaparte, the Napoleon we have, the SFP Napoleon, transformed, work with him, changed his life in terms of the student politics. And he became the student senior leader. And he called my small boy, the deputy minister, Indo Abidi, and he said, stand up. And he stood up, talking about how do we bring this country together. I just mentioned that I wanted to ascertain the veracity of my colleague's statement, which I have done. I also want to allude to what he said in giving simple political formula. How do we handle this nation? How do we? As I said, political victory can serve us to move. But if you put to the fore what is good for this country, I believe this Nominees sitting down here, it can be a better place for us to look at them and discharge their duties as Sierra Leoneans. So for us to succeed as Sierra Leoneans, first in this world of Parliament, we have to practice and tell the nation that if you have a good leadership with Dr. Prince Hadi and others, even the ex-white government, and as by Boba, former president, if you have a good leadership in the political drive, a very good leadership, whom with very good policy, your product in this country will be good governance and better democracy for all of us. But if you pay lip service, you give all the descriptions at this chamber, and in your discharge as duty to this nominee, and you don't practice what is pure democracy in the interest of this country, you turn your back on progressive things, you are not paying a proper service to this nation. It is taking us aback. So that is why I said, if you take this political formula, good leadership, convert that on good policies, you look at the catalyst you look for. And we who are the catalyst, these people sitting down here, putting all of this together, will give you good governance and better democracy. I heard clearly my colleagues making fantastic statements about two gentlemen here. The NRA boss, the incoming NRA boss, and the Minister of Finance. First, people are praising at all levels at all times. When you appoint the Minister of Finance, when you appoint the Commissioner General of NRA. And since we fought the hot tax war, that hot tax war is haunting us as I speak. And in my representation, I said people are refused to pay taxes because they feel they even don't give GST receipts because they feel it's just a way of just harassing them, and they want to have good governance. They want to have good rules. They want to have good infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, honourable members, few weeks down the line, we had the supplementary budget in this house. You contributed, Mr. Speaker. Yeah, you were sitting there and contributed. I was very vociferous in putting out to the public about my feeling about the GST. At this time, the Minister of Finance incoming, he was not in this chamber. And the incoming Commissioner General was not in this chamber. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to be on record, not by my own terms, but a document that was laid in this house and debated and passed for the supplementary budget. Mr. Speaker, under budgetary performance, under the rubric, permit me paragraph 23 to read the provision the minister told us here. The world is becoming green. To make fantastic statements, and the when I interviewed them, Mr. Karifa Kabu and Mr. Abu Kane, a brother knight, they are frustrated in their statement. I saw it coming from them, the collection of GST. This is fact. Every day we transact with GST. Why should I omit not talking about a proper collection of GST when the minister says so? Mr. Speaker, let me read. So I wanted to pay attention. I want to be on record because I'm coming to analyze what I've read. I'm going to read 3 provisions. 3. Under the budgetary performance, I will take my time to read slow. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, domestic revenue collection during the first half of 2026 amounted to 10.3 billion, 5.5% of GDP, below the revised target by 369,000. Below the revised target, 369,000. I'm talking about the new 4. I know we are not dealing with the old news because we are past that one. But for the edification of the public, we are talking about the new news. The shortfall is the minister. Let me read the topic. Yes, here. We have supplementary budgets and statement of economic and financial policies, financial year 2026. The theme, strengthening budget credibility to safeguard macroeconomic stability and protect livelihoods of citizens. Proceed to that. The shortfall was mainly accounted for by lower than projected collections of goods and services tax. Lower collections of goods and services tax. That's the GST. Customs. He referred. He said customs and excise duties and road user charges. We are more than offset with the improved performance in income taxes, mines revenues, parastatal dividends, and revenue collected by Treasury Single Bond (TSA) agencies. If the minister is very blunt, talking about frustration in collection of taxes, talking about GST, every day we pay for GST. Every day we pay for GST. The questions we ask ourselves: are we being sincere to our political leader? Are we being sincere to the good governance of this country? That when you collect GST, so that we are proud of America, proud of the Western world, because they depend on GST. If you collect GST alone, you can have over billions for us to run the state. But because we are weak and refuse to pay GST, we are not even giving receipt. When we are giving a machine, we are not even saying, look at your GST receipt, and we look at it as a fantasy. It's no longer a fantasy. It's a serious business. You collect more revenue so you can do more infrastructure. And the work that you go to do, the allocations, I heard from my colleagues on the other side, they are saying, oh, allocations are not giving more to ministers. If you don't collect domestic revenue, where do you expect the minister coming in to get more revenue to give to the ministers? Where is he going to get it? So, Mr. Speaker, I just drew attention to that provision we have in that budget. But, Mr. Speaker, there is another very interesting one, very striking too, talking about the machines. And he said, paragraph 44. Paragraph 44(2). This is striking, Mr. Kane and the Minister of Finance. You know, he said in a committee, in an interview, I like the statement made by Mr. Kane. He said, I have all the professional acumen. But what I depend on is how do I work with my colleagues? How do I go to NRA, talk to them? Do we need to have a technology that can transform the tax collection based on what do we need to do based on a teamwork? And when they did not come together, when Mr. Kane came and he said, I have worked at NRA for over 2 years. He said, I know the problems. I know how to go after them. I also want to digitalize the collection of taxes. So both of them, they spoke on the same time, unknowing to them. So what you saw, the sincerity and the strength attitude you want to collect, they all made a point on GST. But Mr. Speaker, let me tell you what the minister said in the presentation. Let me read. He said, fast track. The rollout, he said fast track the rollout of 10,000 newly procured electronic cash register machines to improve GST collection. That is there. That's what he said. So if we are making fantasy statement, why is the minister recently down the line saying we should not play any joke with collection of GST? There is no way I can succumb myself to say to lure you into something that is not practicable at the moment. Mr. Karifa Kambo Gomina, Finance Minister, the Commissioner, you are going to be the collector, you are not going to be the distributor. Mr. Karifa Kambo is going to look at you and see how much you can collect, setting up target. And Mr. Karifa said, I said, how do you talk about the revenue-based line living, the target? He said, no, you cannot talk about target. Let me be informed by data. He said, I want to be informed by data. And you're right. You can only set target when you're informed by data. What I was talking, set the target, you are below the threshold. So, projection that you have done for 6 years, you still do those projections 6 years down the line. No, you should be informed by the present data and you make a projection. That statement was not even, and I applaud you for that. Now, Mr. Speaker, I need your attention on this one. And I don't know if the committee chairman is so. And I said this one. If in the coming of the finance bill, 1 or 2 months in November, coming of the finance bill, we have to challenge the minister in this one. Because this is a policy statement. We cannot allow anybody to erode this one or put it on the table like that. This is a policy statement. So that's why I'm taking my time to read. It is not only coming to hallelujah, hallelujah, praise, but also how do we support them? I would say a military man and a formidable man that has worked assiduously, systematically at the NRA. We need to support them by policy statement that you have made. Now, and he said, in addition, that is paragraph 45. In addition, I reminded Mr. Kaifaka about this paragraph, that the Minister of Finance will enter into a performance contract with NRA. Establishing clear indicators and aligned targets by September 2026. September 2026. So it is not coming from me. It's not. We want to run a big nation. We want to support these people. We want to talk about good infrastructure. We talk about policies that you should not run away. I'm a different style of politician. I don't see policies speaking to the truth and tend to turn my back from those policies. Instead, I will turn back and front those policies and challenge them. That is how I've transformed this parliament, bringing progressive laws on behalf of government. I supported by my colleagues on this other side, on the other side, to change the dynamics of this country. The trajectory must be changed. That is why the scripture I had from my colleague on the other side, the political scripture, gives me hope for this country. That is what we should be doing. At a moment like this, we should be speaking the truth, not the earth for the truth. But let me say 2 things. There is clear appointees classification that the president has done. We got professionals and we have politicians amongst them. Professionals and politicians. At this moment, if you want to succeed, you blend more high level of politicians and you talk about the technocrats. And discipline too. The reason why I admire Mr. Kaifaka, even talking to him, even the discussions, from his expression, from his appearance, he's a serious man. Well disciplined and structured. But you cannot succeed without the pivotal role Mr. Kane is going to play. And as somebody said, you don't go into an institution to go after people. You go into an institution to do transformation. There are negative statements they have told most of us that, oh, you are not glad cannot succeed. They said so when you took over last year. They said you cannot succeed. But today we have passed a progressive law which no parliament has done before. So, Mr. Speaker, for you to succeed as a Minister of Finance, you must have that discipline within yourself. You first be disciplined. That's the way you will be able to collect revenue. Discipline in terms of financial disbursement. And what do you do? So, having politicians and having professionals, you should put yourself together to say, for a political decision, you expect Mr. Napoleon Nkrumah to take has to do with his milestone journey he has taken from that of his legal practitioner to come clearly, openly, stand tall to discharge his duty as a very young man at the Secretary General. With the aid of Dr. Prisadi, they have won 2 clear elections for SFP. We must applaud them. So that is the blend. You have the blend of the politician and the professionals. That's why I say, and you have the blend of a disciplined person. When you take Dr. Hari back to the state-owned enterprises, what do we decide? What do you see in terms of discharging duty, monitoring parastatals and beyond? You know, I described him once. I said he and Napoleon, they have served with dexterity at the SFP taking out of the banner. But Dr. Hari has served with dexterity and panache. Because Dr. Hari, it is covalent style of ruling, of doing, with his chemistry background, which I refer to as the covalent body. He was able to recruit to structure of my brother, Napoleon. That is a Napoleon, very humble. That's why I admire Napoleon. He was only humble in serving Dr. Prisadi. He was the Secretary General, and he went unopposed. While Dr. Prince Alexander went for 2 contested elections, and he won distinctly. This is how you serve your people, your elder. Apart from what you serve as Secretary General, he was someone, and he a listener to policies drive coming in, to win election from opposition. The reason why I continue, and there I got my name, the crocodile. I was campaigning with Dr. Prince Alexander in the northern province of this country for over 2 days. And my wife was up with me. Imagine you are in campaign, you are in all in the jungle, campaigning with Dr. Prince, and he told me, SO2, at the this election, as a win chairman of the election. And when we won the election, we went back to Kamala to campaign, and he told me and the now president view. You know, you have the Commissioner of Customs and you have the Commissioner of Customs and the Minister of Youth and Sport. We took the speakers, how do you call it, the musical set, the Bluetooth gadget, we put it on their heads. That is Christianity will stand. He will be at the top of the vehicles and campaigning. This election will not win and will win. You know, there are people who are cleansed and blessed with making things. There are 2 people we have. There are 2 people we have. Their utterances are very, very good to listen, and they always come to the party. Always. Dr. Prince Alexander and Victor Bokarifu. Don't joke with their utterances. These are real politicians, in fact, quote unquote, true politicians, because they go after their words. They follow what they have altered, and they transform this country. When he was in the opposition, Mr. Bokarifu, he said, I am going to win this election and take APC to governance. He came to pass. He said, I am going to be a chairman, by the way, a chairman and leader, and take this party to governance. You can't take away that one from there. But you know why we are strong? We have both of them together now. I don't know how are we going to do it? We have these 2 kingmakers and they are not together. You know, Mr. Speaker, remember, they formed what we call to the upper. He was the Secretary General at SFPP, and Victor Bokarifu, Secretary General at APC.
They will lose together.
So you know there are things you identify and classify based on practical evidences. That's how I used to describe them. That's why I said I don't run away from good things. I'm put myself attracted by good things. That's why precisely use the covalent bond style in its chemistry. You know, water and oxygen put together, they are very attractive. Carbon and oxygen put together is carbon dioxide, right? And they have the methane gas. This is what has been doing to actually bring us together. We are very careful today. On the other side, I know, no matter you say, some of my colleagues are very grateful to Mr. Bokarifu. Even the former president, and then by former. He is personally, single-handedly brought an instrument to governance, whether you like it or not. That is how we should be. So preaching the political dynamics of our country lies in the stretch of the two people, Dr. Bokarifu and Dr. Prince Alexander. So he has mentored us, and when he gave us this position, they said you are not going to perform. Today, people classify you do your assessment. And it's not only stop at that. He also mentored and trained my then and chairman. When he came, he said, "You go and be organizing secretary." Look at him sitting here, my chairman. Jimmy Sadi Matilo Sunga, the political man. So these are things that the reason why we are giving this example, that we are even if things don't go well, there are people who listen to. For the nominees, I reminded you of 2 things. I asked my clerk to read section 62, and he read. I know if you wonder why section 62. Section 62. In between the ministries, we have the permanent secretary. But the side note is section 62 of 1931 Constitution is the administration of ministries. That's the side note of Constitution. Administration of ministries. And I said the permanent secretaries are the habitat. They play the administrative role in the ministries. So they tend not to respect sometimes because they are getting favor for the minister, paying their attention to the deputy ministers and other entities. You are appointed at the same time by His Excellency the President, but you are not having the same authority. The authorities are different, and the permanent secretary cannot confuse. That is the reason why I said you should read section 62. And you understood, but there's the one that I read that you don't like to hear, and for us, you like to hear. All of you are celebrating today. This gallery, this place is jam packed with everybody. When you are hired and you are fired, you take thanks to His Excellency the President, especially when you are fired. Out of 8 million Sierra Leoneans, you have not more than 50 cabinet ministers. So you are very lucky to serve. So Section 61 of the 1991 Constitution, Act number 6. Mr. Speaker, the president can hire you and fire you. So let us glorify him. For us, we can't be fired. That is why I said, for good country, for us to have good governance, for us to push as a country, we have the triumph, we have the APC, whom the Parliamentary, whom the SNP. No matter the circumference you take, you still come to have a good governance. No matter how you beautify your manifesto, it still comes around to good governance. It is not the nomenclature we are chasing. It is a policy drive that they are going to discharge for this country. That is what we are looking for. So today I have my colleagues talk about Limba, Timini. For me, I'm coming from a minority tribe. I've been elected on 3 occasions as member of Parliament and leader of government business. From the many people. Tribe doesn't speak to us. It is our feeling. If Dr. Alex Prince Adi and Victor Bokarifo, both of them, they are members. They have structured this country from a transition from a military rule to a civilian rule. You imagine what happened in 1996. So why do we talk about region? Why do we talk about tribe? Why do we talk about names? We should talk about struggle. That is why I love our mantra. One country, one people. When it is hot, it is hard. It's not good for us. That is why we refuse to call the mantra of APC. I will not. But Mr. Speaker, let me sum up. Wow. You're only one if you are Muslim. But Mr. Speaker, let me end up. Yes, under the one-party system. If you listen to me carefully, I said we should serve not on trial, not on support the policy drive. That's why I said Victor Bokarifo and Dr. Prince Alex Hadi. I am very systematic. Okay, thank you. But Mr. Speaker, let me end up and tell you there is, thank God, I'm saying from here. There is one thing you cannot take away from Africa. Everybody, every government, serious government needs Africa. You know why? He came to this house. He was under tremendous pressure in passing things that he didn't believe, but he believed in his administration. About taxes giving, waivers giving. I was here on the other side. We say Alpha is 1%, we talk about 0.1%. So people are talking about 1%, talk about 0.00% for the tax we collect on behalf of development, which we are doing now. And he said, it's not part of the team for SO2. And for Alpha is one person, you don't need to like him. But he has a way of transforming, he has a way of convincing people. That is what politics is about. That is what you should do for your master. When he was for you, you didn't respect him. You really put him. Today is on our side. He is transforming this country by words and by action and good policy. God bless you. And you're here, he was a member of Parliament, he served in government. You cannot take out that from him. Alpha Khan is an orator with exceptional character. You know, he used to call him Kamo. Pamanso is a strategy. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, for the nominees, I have said you hire and fire. That is the power of His Excellency the President. We are appreciative at all times. But let me say to you, I cannot say take you one by one. You know, let us stand for people like Professor Jawad. Well-landed person. He left, the president said, wait, I'll bring you in. He waited, and today he's the ambassador to Qatar. But it's not only that, he has been very courageous and motivated in the things that you are doing in this house. The things that you are doing in Australia, bringing together. Section 76, one of the amendment of the Constitution that you have done. So giving the leave rate to our brothers and sisters at abroad to come to stand for elected brothers to our position. But let me say this. Professor Jawad and others, they sacrificed themselves. They left everything, fortunes given to them to serve this nation. He served as the first minister of the environment. And that is what we should do. Sacrifices need to be done. Sacrifices need to be done. Irrespective of the station. All of you. all of you, I have read very good things about you. And you know, as I said, well, in politics, that is your cup of tea. In politics, you know what to do. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I'm happy that the President is able to make a blend of good characters to serve in those offices he has proposed to us. And I hope we don't need much to transform our systems when you think you have good people. All what you need to do is to give them the moral support. All what you need to do is to give them the amicable environment and the tools that you need to work so that they can succeed as ministers, deputy ministers, and heads of parastatals get out. So I thank colleagues, all of you. I can go on and on for them, but I've read their resume, their profiles, everything. Let us support one another. Let us support the views of this country. Let us use the human capital of President Bio to transform this country. Let us use it. This is a time that all of us can transform. If you don't transform now, it will be a very difficult time for you to transform. Because the only person who has said, I'm going to do this. Follow him carefully, and he has done it. So thank you very much. And it's for us. We have to be mentally prepared. In the running of the state, you must make sure that policies are your driving tools. There is no way you can transform a state if you don't have good policies. That is why you need to be very careful. So those people coming in, all of you, they are the very good policy drivers. All of them, resume, talking about Dr. Faduddin, they have served in so many capacities. So they served in the previous administration and they are still serving President. But we they serve in this nation. For the good of this country, we all need to stand together and prove that we can do it at all times. We can do it if we are determined. We can do it if we want to succeed as a nation. Thank you very much. Thank you, colleagues, for Mr. Speaker, honorable members. Speaker, honorable members. Having said all that, I now move that the first report, which reflects a unanimous view of the Committee of Appointment and Public Service, presented to this House, and I will have the debate from all parties in the House. I recommend that this honorable House adopt the recommendations and approve these nominees we have here today. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
I want to thank the honorable leader of government business. Before I put the question to honorable members, let me close the recognition of dignitaries with Parliamentary from the North. I recognize PC Bawu Mansaye, the God of Kabbalah. PC Fode Alimami Umaru Jalo, the God of Kabbalah. PC Alimami Fina Samba Amara Tambi Mansaye, the fourth Kamarubu Yari Chief. PC Kabasana Samura, the third Kabialia Chief. PC Alimami Francis Musa Sanfa Mansaye, the second PC Musa Kuruma Kulo Saradu Chief. PC Mohamed Mara Fari Findogu Chiefdom. PC Edwin A. Sanko Mamuta Mayoso. PC Fode Mansuko Ma Deni Chiefdom. Regent Chief Alhaji Umaru Kuyate Tamiso Chief. Honorable members, the question is on the first report of the fourth session of the 6th Parliament of the Committee on Appointment and the Public Service. They are adopted by the House and the recommendations contained herein are approved. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The motion of the Committee on Appointments and the Public Service has been approved.
Honorable members, visitors, it is my special honor after the hugging and celebration
Point of order. You have to sit. You have to sit.
You still have to wait until I leave you. You are still in my chamber. It is my special honor on behalf of the Parliament of the Republic of Sierra Leone and in my capacity as Speaker to warmly congratulate all of you having interviewed following the nomination of His Excellency. You are now confirmed by this House to go and serve. Your nomination is a testament to your work and the trust of His Excellency the President in you and your ability. I encourage you, as people have come to win you to Parliament. People have escorted you to Parliament. Be reminded that your service is to them. Be reminded that your service should reflect their well-being. And be reminded that whatever you do should be in the interest of the people. I will not mention nominees by name because I've interacted with a number of nominees and I know almost all the nominees. But I believe that His Excellency's trust reposed in you is not misplaced. So you wish well by this House. You will always receive the support of this House. And once more, congratulations and God bless you. Do we have any announcements? Nominees? So nominees, you are unique. Honorable members, in the absence of any announcement, honorable members, please resume your seats. Let our visitors go quietly. Honorable members, please resume your seats. Honorable members, please resume your seats. Allow our nominees and visitors to leave quietly.
Announcement. The House is informed about the passing away of Honorable Andrea Okonte, former Member of Parliament, which sad event took place on Tuesday, 11th August 2026. Funeral arrangements will be announced later.
The soul of our former colleague rest well and rest in peace. In the absence of any other announcements, the House stands adjourned to 29th October 2026 at 10 a.m. prompt.
Oh, man. Oh,